Hello
Hey,
and welcome to Piltover Division Semifinals with Seal here. Apes Together Strong versus Raven Esports. I'm Baby, joined by the Dragon Rider.
hey, what's going on? I'm super excited to watch these two teams played. We've casted with a couple of these guys in the past as well. I've played alongside and some of these players, so really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Semifinal matches are always super fun. I believe it's going to be a best of three here. Um, and the Piltover division, just for everyone's clarification, is around like I want to say like high gold, low platinum, like Elo.
Yeah, in general, that's about right. I think we average out to be like Gold 2, Gold 1 total team averages in this ELO. And based on that, we should be able to see like a good range of medium to high skill players in the grand scheme of things. And it'll be really interesting to see how they bounce off each other and see how the teams work together with their unique strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely, yeah. I believe we're slowly going to be getting our way over to our picks and bans. We did get an emergency top sub, so we will be seeing ZZ Dog in the top lane. Who is he replacing again for Raven? He's replacing Bill Webben.
All right, yeah. And with that said, we should be moving into pick ban really quickly. Once we get access to the pick ban screen thing, we'll be able to let you know. Otherwise, so Ryder, are you familiar? Like, what players are you familiar with going into this series?
I'm familiar with the Apes Together Strong support. He's actually subbed for my team in the season there a couple of times. He likes to play late. He's really hard to ban out and is a really great support player. In the sense of I've seen him play like very good enchantresses. I've seen him play a lot of like AP heavy supports that can burst someone down and carry lanes, and I've even seen him play some tanks. So he's an absolute menace in the bot lane. And so seeing him in this match is going to be really fun to watch as well. Uh, that's where my eyes are mainly going to be this time around. Is going to be in the bot lane, seeing what they're going to be pulling out and seeing what they're going to be playing.
Yeah,
With such a wide champion pool, you never really know what's going to happen next, kind of thing.
sounds good. As we do get into pick ban here, we do see these bans coming out really quick. Raven Esports will lose one ban for their emergency top sub, being one division higher than their original platform from Gold 1, I believe. Uh, and we will see the Akali Udyr banned out for the side of Raven, and then Apes Together Strong getting rid of the Anivia, the Brand, and the Seraphine. Just really strong, oppressive mages in mid lane or even in support for Brand and Seraphine normally. And then, of course, the Udyr gotten rid of, just a very, very annoying champion to see on the Rift for anyone. And the Akali gotten rid of, likely a targeted ban here. We will see Kaisa first picked as well for Raven into an immediate Tristana Jarvan lock in for Apes Together Strong. Nolan, Ryder, what do you think about these comps moving into it? Where do you think they're going to go?
Well, definitely, we're looking at a very strong bot lane for Raven Esports there. It's going to be a Kaisa Thresh, actually. So it's going to be scaling up. They're going to be doing lots of damage. Kaisa first pick is always, I've always liked doing it in the past just because she's so strong right now and has such like versatile damage numbers. And seeing Jarvan here, it looks like Apes Together Strong are going to be looking for those picks and looking for that early game access.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see the hack room being picked up here as well. And wow, these bans are just flying out. We do see the hack room picked up here in opposition to the Jarvan. Definitely going to be a hard farming versus ganking style this game based on that. And it should be interesting to see Apes Together Strong try and put together some early plays built around this Jarvan. The Tristana all-ins in lane into the Kaisa Thresh. And now we see an Urgot presumably going to the top lane and whatever sort of power they're going to be able to get out of that up there. Bans coming through. We will see the Victor removed from Apes Together Strong and the A-Soul, just limiting the mid lane pool, trying to get away from these safer blind pick mages to something that they will be able to counter pick effectively. And then on the other side, Rel and Al start taking out Engage. They don't want to see it into their team comp. They don't want more good things to pair with the Tristana. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Apes Together Strong will pick up Leona, will commit to that all in, and likely going to be looking for these gank kills in the bot lane with the Jarvan Leona setup and the massive burst damage coming out of what will assumably be Hail of Blades Tristana.
Okay, you can breathe now. Wow, these teams came prepared. They did their research. They kind of already. It looks like these teams know exactly what they want to pick in these games and had set team comps in mind before even starting up on the Rift here, which is super great, honestly, in games like this because the first game is going to probably it is honestly going to be setting the tempo for the next two possible games.
Yeah, and now here finishing out this draft here, we will see the Jace picked up in going into the top lane, and the Ari picked up going into the mid lane. Safe little blind pick, just trying to cover any weaknesses they might have going to the lane phase. And we'll see if Vladimir picked up in the counter from Apes Together Strong, trying to punish the Ari's honestly pretty low kill threat. You really need to hit the charm, and it can be extremely difficult to hit the charm on a Vladimir, who's going to have pool up every single time you want to go in for it. All he has to do is play around cooldowns and have good reaction time. And he should be completely safe in this lane. And even once he gets some levels going, he might even be able to match the R in push. It'll depend on what runes they both go, but it'll be interesting to see around the level 7 to 9 point who starts getting prio in that mid lane. Aside from that, around the map, we will see the Kaisa Thresh in the bot lane versus the Tristana Leona. Definitely a lot of kill threat coming out of Apes Together Strong, especially considering their winning early game jungle matchup in Jarvan and just the super strong ganks that can come out of a combo like that. I'm sure most players have encountered stuff like this in solo queue where you just have a super easy to hit CC chain and lots of burst damage coming out of the lane. Big threats, and I'm thinking Apes Together Strong are going to look to snowball through that lane. And then in the top lane, we will see the Urgot versus Jace. I'm not super familiar with how a matchup like this is going to go, but I'd imagine that the Jace just being able to outrange Urgot should give him a lot of advantage in this lane. Though I'm not sure if Jace is going to be able to fully push Urgot out of farming.
Yeah, that one's honestly really interesting. I believe that you've played with ZZ Dog in the past. You were on a team with him actually, and do you know if he's like this Jace pick? I feel like it's a little bit out of place for their team comp here, but it
Yeah, the Jace pick doesn't fit thematically with what Raven Esports is trying to do here, but it is something that ZZ Dog's really comfortable on. Honestly, he played AD carry with me as a support this season, and Jace is his favorite ADC. So seeing him pick it up
Wait a
here,
minute.
seeing him pick it up here doesn't surprise me, especially just trying to fit comfort coming into this new team. But you're definitely right to say that thematically it doesn't work. Raven has a really good dive comp going here, and then they just have a random Jace, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's it's in that matchup in particular definitely should be a skill one. It's gonna be fun to watch here, but on the bot side of the map there, those two like lanes are gonna be definitely I feel honestly like that's gonna be the main focal point for these junglers to be at, you know,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
like
This
getting the
bot lane's going to be
dragons.
volatile.
Mm-hmm. Who do
And
you
for
oh go ahead.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there with dragon stacking. I feel like if Apes Together Strong, if we were looking at this from the perspective of two like LCS teams playing against each other, Apes Together Strong, their win con is stacking two dragons early and then pushing that and then coin flipping for 3-4 dragon with their strong team fight comp, or getting an advantage and just snowballing from there. Whereas Raven is definitely more leaning toward the side of don't get to the point where you're super far behind at third dragon and don't try and coin flip it. But it'll be interesting to see how the game plays out because this isn't LCS, so players are going to be noticeably better in one lane or another, and it'll be interesting to see how you play around the strengths and weaknesses across the map.
Yeah.
Um, What were you saying there, though, Ryder? Before that,
I was trying. I might have forgotten. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lie.
you were saying
Like
something about what do you think
I
about
had
team
the
tops, right?
idea, and yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I think that was probably it. I was. You know when something goes in your head and it's like just like it's basically a pinball for me. It goes
Oh
in, but
yeah.
ding 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 ding, and then out the other ear. It's like yes,
Of
what a great
course.
idea I had.
It's a
That
shame
would have
no one knows what it is.
been. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about team fights.
Team fights. If you want team fights, all right, we'll give you team fights.
Let's
Uh,
give me team fights.
well, team fights are actually gonna be pretty interesting here. The damage profile for both teams is relatively diverse, right? So like, there's gonna be, even though Ari's damage is not the highest magic damage. Like, she'll have solid single target burst, but she's not going to be doing a lot of AoE magic damage. Kaisa's damage profile will make up for that a little bit, forcing people to itemize resistances even if Ari's not targeting them. The Hecarim's going to provide the remainder of the physical damage, and I'm just taking Jace out of this equation altogether because I really think Raven's going to want to look for a 4-1 split sort of comp here. The Jace should be able to scale up, especially if he's going tier, into the Urgot really effectively in the side lane. And then we'll have to see how they manage to do lane assignments on Apes Together Strong. Will they send the Vladimir into the Jace? When will the Vladimir be able to outscale the Jace? That might come at 1.5 items. It might come at 4 items, depending on how good the Jace's lane is and how bad the Vladimir's ends up being, if at all. Um, and then as far as Apes Together Strong for the team fighting front, like as we've mentioned before, they have a lot of CC. They've got a lot of burst damage, but I'm actually sort of worried, at least early game, about their consistent damage. So like, once explosive shot, explosive charge from Trist is gone, once the Leona combo is gone, once Vladimir ulti is resolved, I'm worried about their ability to finish off anyone who's still left at a reasonable amount of HP after that. Urgot can help, but Urgot's going to be really prone, especially early game, to just getting one shot if more than one person's able to hit him. And Vladimir certainly won't have the cooldown reduction to keep the fight going, nor will Tristana have the range.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty. I like that. It should be really interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. I for items and things that I want to talk about as well with the new item changes. I haven't really seen Jace played as much in the top lane. How is he going to itemize here? Do you think?
you know what? I think we'll cover that right as we get into game. We're just reaching the end of spectator delay, and we'll meet you in there. All right. Now, as we move into this game, we will see the loading screen. And lanes are as assumed. There could have been a weird mix-up here with like the Urgot versus the Ahri, but nothing to surprise there. And I'll touch on that Jace itemization in just a minute. For now, I wanted, while we can all see it easily, just touch on keystones. We'll see Jace taking the phase rush, pretty standard. Urgot's taking press the attack, very much an all-in rune here. I honestly might have wanted to see something more defensive out of the Urgot, maybe a spell book or maybe a fleet footwork or something to try and get around the fact that Jace is going to have longer range. But the PTA will definitely deter all in attempts onto him and help his scaling. Conqueror in the jungle for Hecarim, not phase rush. Uh, Sort of teching in for these longer fights. Jarvan with PTA, just pretty standard, looking for some damage. Um, Mid lane, we will see phase rush on Vladimir, very normal, versus the Ahri with electrocute. And then for the rest, we'll touch on the bot lane actually in just 1 second once we get all the sync going. I'm ready.
Ready?
All right, and with that sync out of the way, sorry about that, guys. Uh, So in the bot lane, we will see the Halo Blades Kaisa. Very interesting to see that. Likely looking to be like, look, Tristana's going to take burst trades onto me. I need to be able to answer in kind. Even though it's not the most efficient rune choice for her, it's probably the best rune choice for this lane and how trades are going to go, and the scaling can come later. Otherwise, we will see the Halo Blades on Trist and then double Aftershock normally. Look like we're going to see an invade here.
Here comes the Thresh Hook. He's going to land that one. That's going to be a huge amount of burst. First Blood going over to the Thresh. Timmy there is going to be reaping a lot of the rewards there. I would have liked to see that on maybe one of the other carries, but all in all, still very good to get the First Blood.
Yeah, First Blood there coming down. As you mentioned, unfortunate goes onto the Thresh, but he is recalling. He'll likely, just picks up the boots and the pink ward. Gonna give him actually like really nice, obviously, but it'll give him nice mobility in this lane phase and better opportunity to actually harass onto the Leona, especially if he's confident in their ability to flay the Leona out of her Zenith Blade. If he's confident in his ability to do that, he can really just walk on the Leona and front on her, if you will. We do see the top side start for the Jarvan, Urgot leashing, and then the bot side start for the Hecarim. Bot lane leashing, meaning we should see push going early onto the favor of Tristana Leona, which you would probably see either way, and then push going onto the Jace similarly.
Potential level 2 gank. Here comes the Jarvan. EQ flash from Beta is going to get that him out of there, so very good.
Yeah, very dynamic play here, pretty much coming out of the Jarvan, crossing mid lane, going for the early double buff, and then maybe even looking to clear up after. But a fight going on top.
Yeah, we're gonna get the all-in from the Urgot. He is getting a lot of burst damage down, but ZZ Dog should be able to get out of that. Jace has that movement speed buff as soon as he changes forms, and he's out of there.
Yeah, and let's touch a little bit on this top lane, because I know you asked me earlier, and I hadn't got around to it yet. After seeing that trade, like, I feel like ZZ Dog just has to be a little bit more careful about his positioning. I don't think he expected the Urgot to start E level 1, nor did I. But for itemization, it'll probably not differ too much. I would expect to see some sort of lethality item come out of the Jace for the Mythic. Probably going to build tier, because Manamune just got buffed and is honestly a lot better than it was before, especially on champions like Jace.
Ooh, nice hook from the Thresh there. Is going to get the Flay as well. Going to be bursting down the Tristana. We do have a fight in the mid lane with the gank from the Jarvan. Is going to be knocking up the Ahri. That's going to be another kill going over to Cyanide there. Here comes the reaction from the Hecarim. There's not much he's going to be able to do here. And you're going to just watch Raven fall apart a little bit there. Just giving that easy gank going off, so...
Yeah, and here we see the Jarvan's pathing sort of come to fruition here. We saw the early gank blowing the flash out of Beta Lynx in the mid lane, and then the return gank after doing blue, and Gromp just getting level 3, immediately returned to the lane. The Vladimir's on the same page, goes in, procs Phase Rush, Ignite, runs the Ahri down, survives, then flashes away from the Hecarim returning. And just really good play overall coming in from the Jarvan, but another gank.
Randomonian is on the loose. He's going to keep ganking, gank after gank after gank. Thresh getting a beautiful hook. Tower is going to be getting that. Timmy's going to be landing that heal going out. Leona's underneath turret. Here comes a Flay. Double kill going over to the Thresh. He is going to try and look for more, possibly even pick up the Tristana if he lands that next Q there.
And brilliant play coming out of the bot lane of Raven Esports there. Iba Timmy just absolutely dumpsters the play there. Amazing play coming out there. A Flay to interrupt the Jarvan flag and drag, and then immediate flash hook under turret. Leona's like, oh, but we have to get something out of this play. The Kai'Sa's stepping up too far. I can get her, I can stun her, and then comes in. But another gank top.
Ooh, that was close. Urgot almost got away with the double kill there.
Almost, yeah. And I mean, you know the rest there. Leona oversteps just a little bit too much, gets flayed back under turret. Double kill comes over to the Thresh, who's now 3-0. I think he should start building AD.
Oh, no.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, Thresh is looking at the Leona going, I'm the carry now.
Top lane here really playing with fire.
Oh,
Holy cow,
yeah,
both
that's so cool.
people
Here
low
comes
and
the
mid.
gang from Leona. Oh my word, Beta is just being camped today. Grab the the marshmallows because we're gonna be in for a treat mid lane.
Absolutely. And this is honestly like this is textbook play coming out of Apes Together Strong here. Really, really good job punishing the flash loss on the Ari from early game. And there's nothing she can really do about it at this point in the game. She just has to play around it. Do see the gank coming in top lane. I don't expect anything to come from this. A nice boot back from ZZ Dog on this Jace here will just keep him safe from the Jarvan, and we see the reset coming in, and probably a TP coming back from both top laners here after the reset.
Yeah. Something I've noticed a lot actually is watching junglers just hyper gank as you see Randomonium doing this game ever since like the nerfs to the experience from the camps. And you see him that he's down like 25 CS to the Hecarim, but he's only one level down and provided so much for his team. While we're talking, top lane's in the middle of a duel there. Blaney is very low on HP,
no!
but has managed to get the kill onto ZZ Dog. The all-in attempt was not enough. There was just a little sliver of mana left for that Urgot, getting that ultimate, getting that that kill on to the Jace. Very well played. I don't know if there is another better time for the Jace to do that. Honestly, it felt like that was going to be a good moment and an easy kill for him. While we're talking, though, a nice hook onto the Leona. Thresh! Thresh!
Picking up his fourth kill of the game.
His fourth kill.
This man was born into the role. This man's a carry at heart. Bringing back Noah's bloodthirsty supports.
Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be like a easy dragon for Raven.
Yeah, and just the free dragon, as you said, coming out for Raven here, just pick up off the double kill bot lane. Top lane is going to be very interesting, actually, after that kill. ZZ Dog's lucky, very fortunate, I should say, that they didn't lose more off of the solo kill there, because being without TP there, you can be forced into some really awkward positions if the wave's in the wrong spot. But gets the Urgot low enough, Urgot's too scared to stay up top lane alone. But Urgot, too, just coming back in here.
Yeah, he can just all in the Jace, and without really much worry as well. Urgot's tankiness and the ability for his all-ins, like you said, with his runes, is just a menace in this lane phase. When does Urgot get ulti again? Oh, there it is.
Right now! I was just sitting there like, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And Cyanide's going in for the kill onto the Ahri. She's going to be able to escape through the blast cone, but we do have the Hecarim there. Here comes the J4 as well. Not able to take down the Ahri, but they're refocusing on to the Hecarim, which is going to fall. And this game's close, and this game's bloody. The gold differential is maybe about 100, and it's just non-stop fights, non-stop ganks, and action all around, which makes it super entertaining to watch.
So, I would agree with you, but here's the issue. There's a 1700 gold lead on the Thresh. So,
all right.
So
yeah,
the game is statistically close, though concerning enough, it's essentially a 2k gold lead in relevant stats for the side of Apes Together Strong right now, especially like on their carries on like 10.
He stole the Herald. Drive by. Here comes Hecarim and getting a kill. He's gonna have his cake and eat it too. Here comes the Urgot. Is he gonna be able to save the Vladimir? The Vladimir does go down to the Jace, which is gonna be really helpful for him. I don't think he's gonna live from the Urgot though. Here comes the help from the Ahri. Here comes the Hecarim, going to be taking out Blaney Urgot as well.
All right, the gold lead's gone. We're back.
And it's
a very fed Thresh. Awesome play coming out in the top side there. Hecarim going for the drive-by on that Rift Herald. I do not believe the Jarvan had Smite. I believe that's why the steal came through there. But just fighting off a little bit more than he could chew. The Rift Herald will come out in the top side too, though, recovering the Jace lane a little bit here. Coming back a little bit after those two solo deaths by the ZZ Dog in the top side here. picking up the plates, 3 plates down, wave and a half shoved into turret and denied from the Urgot too. Doing a lot to bring this Jace back into the game, maybe even an EXP advantage at this point in time.
You know, oh, here comes a
Another fight
Thresh
coming
hook
into the
from
bot lane.
Thresh. Is going to land the hook on to the Tristana. The ulti going out from the Kai'Sa is going to possibly get the kill onto the Tristana. Gets the Thresh Lantern back out. Here comes Jarvan, unable to grab anything. Blows 2 flashes, and really well played by Timmy there. He's just getting hook after hook after hook, and has gotten a lot of the kills, but he's still providing a lot of utility and a lot of manageability for his Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and really, it's going to be up to, I think, the Thresh to utilize this gold lead in interesting ways. This game, we do see the 3k gold on the graph here, but we do have to remember 2,000 of that, 2,500 of that is on this Thresh right now. So the actual effective carry gold lead is negligible at the time being. And once the Thresh backs, the Thresh has... Ah, no, he's already spent 2 gold. I'm like, he doesn't have 4,000 gold in inventory. That's not right. I expected, actually, I'm surprised he has so few items in inventory, but that's just supports, I guess. Got full boots, got the support item, got multiple pink wards, probably more than 4 already bought this game. I see trades coming in the mid lane. I don't think this is going to work for the Ahri, though. She's going to die to this.
Yeah, she's definitely going down to that. The burst, the Vladimir is just really far ahead, almost 50 CS above the Ahri. Here comes Hecarim. Oh, no, yeah. There goes the Hecarim. Gonna be able to get that easy kill. A little bit of an early blood pool by the Vladimir there. If he maybe have held off on that for a little bit longer, he might have been able to escape from there.
I say 0 ping doesn't matter. I have confidence that the Vladimir, that Cyanite, would have been able to react to that if they didn't have to play around whatever ping they're playing on. But that aside, as you said, the Hecarim there picking up the kill onto the Vladimir. But Vladimir honestly doesn't care. Vladimir's like, okay, I got my solo kill onto Ahri. I'm keeping her 45 CS down on me and fighting the top lane again.
Oh no. Oh, he does dodge the ulti. He might be able to take this one as well. ZZ Dog actually winning the trade against the Urgot there. Very well played. Despite the 2 early solo kills, he's been able to keep up on the CS. And with that solo kill going in favor for him is going to be so helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a great outplay coming out on the top side there. I think the Urgot getting a little bit too aggressive there. Overestimating the skill gap rather than the gold gap there, I think. Being like, hey, all right, I'm going to outplay you in this situation, but a fight coming on around this dragon.
Yeah, Smite Fight goes over to the Hecarim. Here comes Urgot. He's going to be trying to look for the Thresh, but his Thresh is just going to walk away out of this fight there. Here comes the Kai'Sa. She's going to be doing a lot of damage over to the Leona, onto the Vladimir. Vladimir and Leona both out of the fight. Here comes the Urgot. Not going to be enough to fight off 3 members of Raven Esports. And Raven Esports getting the 2 early dragons here and coming out on top in that team fight. It's starting to snowball, baby, and it's looking good for them.
Yeah, despite this mid gap, despite the small mid gap coming in here, and honestly, not in the way that like Beta Lynx is misplaying this game horrendously. Just really bad situation to be put in based on these early Jarvan ganks. Despite that, despite the very ahead Vladimir right now, the Hecarim's getting ahead, the Jace has recovered, and bot lane is 8-0 and 11. And it's just going to keep coming from there. And it's not even like, again, bringing this back. Apes together strong. The bot lane there, only 6 stats. That's a lot, to be fair. But it's not like all of these stats are coming through from bot lane. It's the Thresh making plays around the map. And it's the other lanes coming to bot lane to say, hey, I hear you're ahead. You want to be more ahead?
You want to be more? You want more?
Yeah, in general, just some slightly failed plays going on in this bot lane. Thanks to, honestly, brilliant outplays coming out of I'm a Timmy here on this Thresh. Really putting their team in an advantageous position. Yeah, and as
Yeah,
giving
we're just
stats there, currently 1.5 kills per minute. Looking to get more.
that. Yeah, that is a fiesta. That is definitely a fiesta. Oh,
What is
okay. We're getting word that a fiesta is 2 kills a minute, and we are more than just that. Is there a word for that? There has to be
it
a
is
word for that. Is
a
there a
word
word
for
more?
between fiesta and fiesta?
Yes, clown, clown
Clown.
fiesta.
Yes, of course. All right, so as we see, coming on for the rest of the game here, we will see the Hecarim fighting onto the Jarvan here. Will disengage. Jarvan will hop out as well. Vladimir should be able to stay safe from this point on with this 4-man rotation coming in to no avail from the side of Raven Esports. Now, I said coming into this game that I think Apes Together Strong needs to get these early dragons and should be worried about their scaling in these team fights. It's not getting any better, let's put it that way. Maybe the Urgot will be able to carry them as we see this other fight coming in on the top side here.
Yeah. The ultimate's going to be able to pick that one off. I think that's a pretty easy, clean, cut and paste fight for the Urgot. He's pretty happy with that, all around, all things considered. He might even try and grab the Hecarim, but here comes Timmy, but he's going to be unable to land the hook. Urgot's going to just try and go for the all-in, unable to do much there. The Leona's going to go back in for the re-engage, gets the ulti up. The Hecarim's going to be able to escape there, and they're going to try and look for more. Tristana, I believe, already used jump, and they do put the ignite on to the Thresh. Here comes the hook from Thresh, putting them back underneath turret. Here comes the Leona. Heal going out onto the Tristana. Thresh gets another hook onto the Leona. Double kill going over to Hecarim.
I wonder about that, yeah. Thresh definitely not making it through pick ban again, eh?
Yeah, Thresh that's not going to be let through ever again. Cyanide's going to pick up another kill here. I think his ultimate's going to do enough damage. That one's going to be gone.
Just has to the last little auto there coming in, securing the kill for Cyanide there. Really good knowledge of the damage thresholds there, knowing exactly how much damage he needs to do to pick up that kill onto the Ahri. I can't help but feel bad for her here. It's like, oh yes, of course, this lane matchup I'm supposed to still be winning just does 95% of my HP with QE. Yes, of course. This is how I'm gonna play this game. I'm waiting to see on the respawn, down 2 levels. I actually thought it would be 3 at this point. I'm surprised they're level 10 at this point. But it doesn't matter. Honestly, like, Raven Esports still very, very far ahead in this game.
Yeah, we're looking for the cheese. They're going to be going in onto the blue buff there. Is just going to be picking that off. Not able to grab the kill onto the Jarvan, but with that being said, they are going to be looking onto the dragon here. For this dragon fight, what do you think they're going to do? It looks like they're just going to give it up.
Yeah, I don't know if they can really fight the dragon at this point. The Vladimir would, and I suppose the Urgot too, would have to pull some degree of heroics to be able to pull out a fight, but I don't know if they ever get any closer. Even if gold gain remains even, are they really going to get a better chance to fight the dragon? It's an Ocean Soul too. So I guess you can say, oh, it's only Ocean Soul. Our goal is to kill them in the first 3 seconds of the fight. But I'm not sure, right? Like, I guess you'll take these 2 top lane turrets, but now it's turned into a base race, actually. And on the bot side, we do see the Rift Herald being dropped.
Yeah.
And the side of Raven is just going to go like, you want to take our top tier 2, thanks for inhib.
Yeah, no kidding. So Vladimir's going to be there. He might die for staying up a little bit too far. Is going to try and pick that off. They take that inhibitor tower. Vladimir actually going in, gets charmed, gets with the phase rush, actually makes him run at Ahri even harder. Jace going down. Here comes the Hecarim. Here comes the Urgot. The Urgot's going to try and do the best he can. He is going to, oh my, he almost got the Hecarim, but saved by the Bell from the Ahri. And they're going to try and see if they can do another re-engage here. Charm going out, going to land on Leona. Nothing's going to come of that.
Now, Beta Lake's picking up the kills when it counts. Might not be able to save their own life, but can definitely save the Hecarim's life there. And yeah, the charm interaction with Phase Rush there Vladimir literally running it down bot lane in this case. Not much you can do there. Once you get charmed with Phase Rush active, the slow resistance from the Phase Rush is going to negate the charm slow, and you're just going to go running in. Vladimir will just barely die there as well, picking up the kill onto Jace at the end of the day there.
Yeah, Raven Esports picking up Baron.
Yeah, looking at it, I think the Jace got trolled there. I think ZZ Dog got trolled because I think one of his teammates just took Lantern for no reason and left him to die. But, it turned into a good play anyways, so.
Yeah.
The Urgot did TP behind them there. I think that's the root cause of this disengage off of Baron by Raven.
Yeah, with an unfortunate, if they could, like, if Urgot gets into the backline and is able to kill the main damage dealers, it's going to be a huge problem for Raven. So I think it's a good call to back off here. They're so far ahead. They don't really lose much for doing that play and just disengaging off of Baron.
Now let me ask you, who's the main damage dealer? Because I see 4 very fed damage dealers in a 409 Thresh.
Well, don't you know it's the Thresh?
Yes, exactly. I can't disagree with you on that. I guess coming back to like one of our earlier talking points, I see a very interesting Jace build this game. In the Mana Moon ain't gonna transform in one more auto attack, and immediately into Shreldas, just for the armor pen and slow, I suppose, coming out. Yeah, so it should be interesting to see how. Honestly, I'm not sure it's going to make any difference in this game. But the amount of armor stacking on the other team's starting to pick up now. I'm just surprised to see the Shreldas completed before the Mythic here. Not valuing the Jace Mythic super highly. Jace doesn't really have a great Mythic, so going for Mythic third isn't too surprising. But still, the stats on those items are nice, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the end. Otherwise, across the board, we see fairly normal pickups. Vladimir has opted to go for a burst build instead of a CDR build this game, which doesn't surprise me given how Apes Together Strong team comp wants to work. Honestly, just good build decisions coming out across the board for these teams. And we're just sitting here waiting for this ocean to spawn in 1 minute.
Yeah, there's just a big waiting game. Here comes the engage from the Hecarim. Going to be finding an Urgot in the bush there. Urgot's going to be falling down to this. That's going to be going over to the Ahri. They're going to get that pick. Jace is in the bot lane. They're going to be giving that pressure to possibly take an inhib. And at the same time, they are going to be going on to Baron here. Apes Together Strong need to make a play, and it needs to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and I don't like the Jace going for inhib here, and I don't like them looking to finish here. They're just gonna burger flip the Baron here, and in comes
Here comes
Jarvan.
the Jarvan, unable to take the steal. They're gonna kill the Jarvan on the same time, and then on top of that, they are going to be able to get this inhibitor with the Baron buff. They're going to disengage. 20 seconds left until the dragon comes up. Honestly, I believe that's definitely the nail in the coffin if I ever seen one. You know,
yeah, that should be game here, but I don't think it needed to be that risky. If Jace gets smite off there, I really think that is a way for Apes Together Strong to make it back into this game. And going into like the rest of this match now, thankfully they did get the smite off. But if they, just like I said, if they don't, like, is there any other way that you really see Apes Together Strong coming back into this game? And maybe, I see the hook connecting, but no engage will come out of it. Making their way to the dragon, and Jace will just secure it solo.
Yeah, he don't need no team. Jace do it on his own, okay? That's what I call a split pusher, baby. That's what I call a split pusher.
Apes Together Strong there just saying, oh man, their team's out of position, rush for soul, and then Jace's like, nah, that's my soul.
No, I've been already here.
I already been here. I do think if Raven's looking for things at the end of this game, like the last 2 minutes of play have been pretty sloppy from them. I think getting a little bit complacent with their lead. Going for the 50-50 smite fight with the Jace who's threatening Nexus turrets is totally unnecessary, and you can just sit there and wait for people to respond to the Jace. And then similarly, once they do get the Baron, not just instantly rotating or resetting for the Dragon and giving a chance for Soul to be stolen if there was some quicker reaction time from Apes Together Strong is, I think, an error. Looking forward to the rest of this game, though. I think they're just going to run it down and win. It's going to be pretty hard to come back from this Ocean Soul, the Baron push, Inhib already down. Ryder, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Honestly, yeah, I'm in total agreement with you. This is gonna be like lesson learned. This game, gonna write down some notes, and then we're going to come at this next game in a little bit of a different pace. They did. I believe they had a brand. Like I'm trying to remember the bands they had
Yeah,
from
yeah,
last
yeah.
time.
So last
So
game, it was for the first 3 bands. We see
ooh,
Engage coming in
yeah,
onto the
engage
top
from
side.
the Jarvan. Gonna have to flash out from the Jace, but while that's happening, they're gonna be taking that mid turrets.
Yeah, and we'll just see the push on the inhib there. I got the Jace flash, but in trade, it was Jarvan ulti and Urgot ulti.
Ooh. Yeah, Jarvan's gonna die for that. Gets charmed, gets Thresh hooked. This Thresh has been phenomenal this game. Timmy has been landing hook after hook after hook. They get another turret down. They're just slowly cracking open the base. And it's gonna be damn near impossible unless all 5 members of Raven Esports just go into the fountain. Just like...
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be some G2 level occurrences going on here. That was... I'll give it to him, Timmy!
Get Timmy the kill. Come on, Timmy.
No,
take it,
come on,
Timmy.
Timmy,
Come on.
take the kill.
Come on, Timmy. What are you doing? You're the carry here.
Give him more!
More. We want more blood.
It'll just be the end of the game coming out here. Trying to pick up some kills on both sides here. Playing for KDA, if you ask me. And the Nexus will fall here.
Yeah.
Victory going over to the side of Raven Esports over Apes Together Strong in this game 1 of their semifinals Piltover division matchup. Ryder, what did you think about like MVP and Ace for this game?
I mean, with like the memes aside, Thresh played his absolute best this game. What a performance by Timmy. I mean, I would have liked, Timmy, don't take all the the first 2K worth gold of kills, but you know what? You made it look good on you, okay, buddy? You made it look great. Uh he made play after play after play. He got hook after hook after hook. I think I only maybe seen like maybe a handful of hooks that just missed, but honestly, I'm just gonna blame that on zoning. So
Just zoning hooks, yes,
zoning hooks,
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. So I feel like MVP for me is gonna go over to the Timmy. As for Ace, I want to give it over to Vladimir. He got a lot of resources though that were given to him that gave him that big lead. But when he got the resources, he used it effectively, getting solo kills in the side lanes and still being a menace, even though some of his teams were behind.
I want to sort of like I'll give devil's advocate here for Ace and MVP on my end here. The Hecarim, Samuel, coming out for the side of Raven was very quintessential on their victory in the top half of the map. Recovering top lane and that entire Rift Herald fight. I don't think Raven win this game without the Rift Herald fight, and I think that comes down to the great play and great reads from the Hecarim coming into that play. Though Timmy absolutely saved the entire bot side of the map. Even more than saved, made the entire bot side of the map this game for sure. And then I think I'll give it to the Urgot in the top lane here. Good 1v1 outplays in general, small misplays, but trying really hard to carry for the team and not getting the pressure for the majority of the game too, and still making this advantage is impressive, especially in what I think must be a losing lane matchup. But there's definitely better Jason or Gut players out there who can correct me.
Yeah,
And with
so
that,
we're
we
just
will
gonna
move.
take a quick intermission there. Waiting for game 2. We're just gonna be setting up lobby. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, SEAL community. We're going to be heading into game two of Raven Esports versus Apes Together Strong very shortly. But beforehand, just before the last game finished there, I want to give a quick shout out to Legos. He has given another 5+ subs. He's been given producer. How many has he given throughout the entire season here for gift subs for our Twitch channel? Wow. So a total of 345 total gifts there. Thanks again, Legos. You make this community such a fun place to be around, and you're such a great person. Thank you so much
It's just
for all the
it's
gifts.
awesome, honestly. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
man. I love the support. We will be actually rolling into pick ban here, already starting on our screens here. We'll see same sides. Again, Raven Esports will lose their ban, and the Anivia will be removed from Apes Together Strong. Hakram adaptation over top of the Brand or Seraphine. Kali, same thing from Raven. And yeah, we will see actually Thresh is getting through pick ban here. It'll be interesting to see if that's picked up, though I think they'll prioritize the Kaisa again like they did last series. Unless there's something special with this brand that we don't know about, which there might be.
Brand was it looks like they're hovering it right now, so it's possible. Maybe
Are
there's
they
something we never
trolling
saw
or
before.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, there's the Kaisa again. Yeah, they're just like, hey, we have it. Look
The
at this.
fear of God.
We got it. I guess Timmy didn't show enough, fear. Maybe he'll just pull it out again. He's like, you're teasing me again? Oh,
Yeah,
naughty,
yeah.
naughty.
To be
We'll
fair,
do it
I
again.
I do think the Hecarim ban is wise here. I think it would be between the Thresh or Hecarim going into this next game. Hecarim pulled out quite a monster performance and was a large part of the reason the top side of the map went the way of Raven Esports this game. We'll see the Urgot picked up early here, hiding information, not looking at priority picks so much as getting good lane matchups and saying, hey, I don't think you can counter my Urgot. You tried last game and you failed, come at me. And the Jin picked up just a safe scaling AD carry for the side of Apes Together Strong. But he won't look too good if Ravens start picking up tanks and engage or something, God forbid, a Malphite into the Urgot Jin would be very spooky. Victor
uh,
picked up here for
oh,
Raven
he's doing it
Esports.
again.
And Timmy coming back with the Thresh, looking to put on another all-star performance. The Victor here just being picked up before it can be banned out, and the Ari in response from Apes Together Strong. Just picking a scaling lane here. Ari definitely has kill threat onto Victor much more than Vladimir does onto, or than she does have onto the Vladimir. And we will see Skarner Ban coming out here, looking to pinch this jungle pool, I think, from Raven Esports. Keep Samuel off of something comfortable.
Raven Esports must be really confident in their mid Victor pick. Showing it so early in draft phase can be pretty detrimental in being blue side and also like giving it in first rotation. And you see Apes Together Strong is very comfortable is going to be picking that RA once more. What do you feel about that just in drafting?
The brand just instantly coming out from Apes Together Strong, saying, "Hey, you're not gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick it." With regards to the mid lane matchup here, I definitely think Victor should win, but that's only assuming the Victor is able to dodge charm consistently. And it's the onus is on Ari to make plays into him. She has to ult forward and get a good angle to one shot him. And if she's not able to do it, and the Victor just outplays the ulties, he will win this lane pretty. Uh,
Rock,
yeah,
rock.
the Rock, the
I'm gonna
Rock. I mean,
drum
they
roll,
just picked
drum
Jax.
roll. Come on,
It
baby.
would be
Come on,
Malphite
baby.
Jungle.
Either
But
they're
Malphite
listening to
just
me.
demolishes everything the back line from Apes Together Strong is trying to do here, and I think it's definitely the right pick. I just don't know how Malphite Jungle works. Maybe it's Jack's jungle. Maybe I'm
Oh wait,
confused.
no, sorry. Clarification. Probably just an
Ah,
auto pick there. That's supposed to be a not the Jax
okay.
is
The
a
Jax is
Malphite.
Malphite. I
Yeah,
was
that's it.
right. You
That was
pick
a rock.
Malphite, Tom. Someone's listening to the stream. Oh dear.
So I was actually talking to you in the middle of the break there saying how ABC is actually really strong on brand and surprising that they didn't pick it up last match and they actually banded it away last game. So I'm happy to see that they are going to be picking this up as well. But this with the Mumu pick on top of that, there's going to be a lot of AP uh, on the side of Apes Together Strong, making a very interesting team comp in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried for Apes Together Strong here compositionally. I suppose it depends on how a Mumu builds, but I don't think he tends to get like full tank levels of tankiness. And it should be. I find it's going to be difficult, I think, for Apes Together Strong's front line to hold against the amount of damage coming out of Raven Esports here. The Kaisa, the Victor, and the Kane. I don't know which form Kane's going to go here, though I wouldn't really blame him for either. I suspect it'll be Shadow Assassin, um, just for the sake of more damage against the squishies. It's like everyone on the side of Apes Together Strong is going to be one-shottable, except for maybe a Mumu. I think a Fed Shadow Assassin can very easily one-shot in a Mumu or an Urgot here. And it's going to be really, really hard for them to just survive team fights. There's so much burst damage coming out of Raven Esports, and then so much consistent damage backing that up just from Kaisa and Victor doing Kaisa Victor things.
Yeah, I really like Ravens esports team comp. Just they're very front to back. They're going to be able to do so much damage, exactly like you just said. And with that Malphite, is going to be able to get into the back line. So I don't know how they're going to really stop the Malphite. To be fair, I don't know what they're going to do to counteract it. Maybe they're going to put a lot of like pressure on the top side of the map, but that Urgot will need to shut down that Malphite and like just to, like that's one piece of the puzzle to help for
Yeah.
Ape Together Strongs to
Uh,
stop the onslaught that is the team composition from Raven. You know.
Yeah, and make no mistake, the Urgot should win early game against the Malphite. Like, Malphite's not going to be pushing Urgot out of lane. Malphite's weakest stage in the game is, like, first back until he gets some items, some base levels, and his ulti, and is able to effectively team fight or just out tank the damage. But Malphite should be able to survive that phase of the game and get to a point where he's threatening the Jin, threatening the Brand in every team fight. Brand will have no counterplay until Zanya's is completed. And I don't even know if the Brand's going to build a Zanya's this game. And Jin is just relying on the quickest fingers in the West to be able to Gale Force or Flash out of the Malphite ulti. And
Yeah, I
that's not a position I want to be in, even if, like, I don't feel comfortable putting someone like Reckless in that position. So I can't imagine I'd feel comfortable putting someone who's not one of the best AD carries in the world on zero ping going into a Malphite with only Gale Force.
dude, just give him a Zanya's. He's fine. You know,
Yeah,
just you know, it's the you have a problem, Zanya's. There you go, baby. You're good.
yeah. We could see like unique iterations on the Jin build, like getting Edge of Night or something like that, just for the spell shield. And it will be, to be fair, pretty hard for Apes together, for rather Raven to be able to proc the spell shield off pre-engage. But that's just gonna stunt the Jin damage, I think, really hard if he does end up being forced into going that. He won't be able to actually kill the Malphite. The Malphite won't be able to build full armor, but he doesn't need to this game, and it's just awkward, right? Like, I don't know. Going into the rest of this game, it should be interesting. But with that said, we are about to run out of lock-in time and roll over into the actual game. We'll see you guys there.
I'm pretty sure we still got a 3 minute spectator
Oh,
delay.
you know what?
Yeah.
That was enough. That wasn't the spectator delay. I thought that was the spectator delay. My bad. All right, 3 more minutes of talking about these comps. Ryder, what do you think?
I think definitely Apes Together Strong or win lane, win game scenario. They have to kind of just curb stomp Raven, and it's going to be super hard for them. There's so many more ways that Apes Together Strong can lose this than, you know, like they don't really have much to fall back onto, if you know what I mean. Like they don't
Yeah,
really have much of a like there's no like, oh, if I fall behind in lane, I can just kind of like play it safe because I know I'm going to scale because Raven picked that team comp. They're like, yes, we're going to scale fear us for late game will be an absolute monster. So we're going to need to see a lot of ganks coming out from Randomoniums and Mumu. We're going to need to see a lot of massive plays in this early game. And I
Yeah,
hope the Apes get their song can clear up that dragon again. If from the first game they didn't even get a single dragon, they were unable to win any team fights in that scenario. So like I want to see them get some early dragons, and I want to see them do all of these big plays in the early game to help them snowball. But for the side of Raven Esports, it's exactly like I said. There's so many more ways to win than there is to lose. You know,
yeah,
it's
and
just
I
like
think like the big thing you have to look at for Raven is like what are their lose conditions, and the lose conditions is either lose lane, lose game, or Kane just is not a champion, which can happen. So sometimes Kane has really, really, really bad games, and personally, I would have rather seen a different champion out of the jungle here, but like you said, right? You look to the other side. If Urgot doesn't dumpster the Malphite, then that's a big loss condition. If Amumu falls behind Kane, that's a big loss position. For the Ari needs to win this lane, and she has to do it proactively. She can't just farm with the Victor, because if she's trading farm with a Victor, it's Ari versus Victor at an item and a half, and you're not happy there. Jin needs time to scale, but Brand wants to dumpster lane and get ahead, so it's sort of a lane mismatch there. It's not awful, but it doesn't thematically make sense with what both the teams are trying to do. And then, yeah, on the other side, the Victor's super safe, just has to not lose. Malphite just has to not lose too hard. Kaisa Thresh can pretty much do whatever they want. Now, actual 10 seconds on Spectre delay, Stater delay here, and we will be rolling into match very quickly. So we will see you guys on the other side. All right, and now as we're getting into the loading screen, getting it done with rather quickly, let's take a little bit of a look at these runes and keystones in particular coming in here. We will see the Comet on the Malphite top lane, not too surprising, into the Urgot, who is running PTA again. Definitely a better PTA matchup, but made good work of it last game. Um, Kane will be going Conquer, which implies to me that he will be looking to go red form this game. And the Amumu with Aftershock, fairly normal. We will see Phase Rush versus Electrocute in the mid lane once again. And Kaisa with the Halo Blades again, looking to get more dueling power and assassination power in that bot side of the map versus Double Dark Harvest on the other side. And as we just get this sync set up for us, we will be getting into game briefly.
I'm all set.
I'm good. Okay. And
Yeah.
as we roll into it, Ryder, what do you think?
Yeah, we're gonna see. So possibly, I'm thinking that Apes Together Strong are gonna do that traditional like 5 points that we saw last game. We're gonna see something from Raven. They tried something cheeky in the mid side. They're gonna try something cheeky on the top side here. Will Timmy land the hook? Nope.
No kill coming out here on the top side. Wards dropped for both teams, just a little bit of information gathered. And something interesting that we see here, since we won't be getting off to quite as brutal and blazing a start as our last game is, we see that Raven Esports is looking for these invades every game when they have advantage. This is something you should really get in the habit to, especially in coordinated play, where you can just look to get these big advantages going out of level 1, flashes blown, kills gained, all this sort of stuff, for very, very little risk and cost. And just looking for these plays can add so much to your competitive game when you understand that you have the winning 5 versus 5 level 1. Or even not 5 versus 5, just the winning level 1 in general.
No, Hunter, what do you think's going on in this bot lane here? Because we see Kaisa and Thresh just kind of sitting there, waiting menacingly in a bush.
Well, we see Brand and Jin sitting there waiting menacingly in a bush, and they're both very confused.
One of them's gonna show eventually.
One of them is gonna say, "Hey, I'm tired of missing melees," and both, I think.
Oh my!
Kaisa will miss 2 melees rather. Jin not missing any thanks to his closer position to the wave, and I'd like to say no one won, but Kaisa lost. We'll see if the level 2 will be hit for the Urgot first in this top lane.
Yeah, something interesting to note as well. Oh, mid lane, we're going to have Barrier, we're going to have Ignite. There's going to be a flash blown from the Ahri. That's not going to be enough damage to take out the Victor. That being said, that does force him out of lane, forcing him probably to have to go back, reset, and do something else. If he doesn't, he's just going to constantly get poked down by the Ahri.
We do see the Corrupting Potion, though, there. That should be able to recover most of the Victor's HP, especially with what I assume is Biscuits. So he should be able to recover this lane without having to back too early. At least too much earlier than he would normally want with the Corrupting Potion start. And getting the Ahri both subs out there just for one of his is really nice. Though they should be back up in time for level 6, obviously, which is the big kill moment.
Now, there is something interesting I kind of wanted to note as well, is that because the Urgot had to ward so early, he has no wards right now, so you typically see a gank happen around the 2 minutes and 45-second mark. So I was hoping that Kayn might have been able to go up topside and get a kill on to the Urgot here, because he's going to be overextended, obviously, but he is going to be counter-jungling the Amumu. This is going to be dangerous because everyone's in perfect rotation to pick him off if need be.
Right, but the Kayn here just deletes the bottom side jungle of the Amumu here. Might even be able to get the Scuttle Crab. It's already taken. I don't know who got it.
Amumu did get it.
Amumu.
Yeah.
But the Kayn now has an entire topside jungle up here, right? And he's going to be able to clear him. Even if he loses Scuttle Crab here, he's still super, super advantaged. And Amumu's like, what do I do? There's no camp stuff. Has to go farm his Raptors now. Kayn's going to be able to farm his Raptors on respawn. Go clear top side of the map. Amumu's going to look for the Scuttle Crab. And even if he gets it, Kayn's still going to be up 1 or 2 camps going into this. Top lane fight, though. ZD Dog falling really low. Won't be the kill just yet, though. Will force the recall almost certainly, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You need to, because this Urgot's going to punish you. You have to recall right now, and you need to get that TP in, because Blaney's going to do so much to you. I think the only reason not to recall here is that... is exactly that, is the greed, you know? ZZ Dog's up there like, hey, you want some? You want some? You know?
I bet you won't. And he's like, you what? What did you just say?
What did you just say? Huh? I'll do it.
Well, go for an ill-fated turret dive. And ZZ Dog will pick up the solo kill first blood. In most interesting of ways. Aside from that, we do see the Kayn pulling this 12 CS advantage. And I want to touch a little bit on the Kayn pathing a little bit more, because I think it's really interesting. You pointed out that the Urgot is wardless on the top side of the map and pushing in, but you can't really make a lot happen with a pre-evolved Kayn and level 2 or 3 Malphite onto this Urgot, especially if his HP total is relevant, but in the mid lane, lots of damage going down onto this Victor. Barrier's back up, but once Ahri hits 6, that's definitely a kill waiting to happen. Stun connects bot lane, but we're away from that. Another
yeah, here's the Kayn. Here goes the knock up from the ulti from the Malphite. Is going to be picking this one up. It's going to be going over to the Kayn. Bot lane is going to be able to survive the burst damage from the Jhin, from the Brand as well. Ahri, yeah, like we were talking about earlier, Ahri is just going to keep doing those massive amounts of burst trades, especially in the early forms of this game, because she needs to have a lot of pressure. As we're talking, though, she is going to be caught out. Not enough mana to escape. No flash available to go over that wall there, and is going to be picked off, and the kill is going to be going over to the victor.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's was a miscalculation coming out of Cyanide there. Using the W, I don't know if they had enough mana to use the ulti without it. I suspect not, and they're just like, okay, I'll get the move speed and hope I can get out of this anyways. But that is an issue for the Ahri. That'll recover most of the gold in this lane. And if we see Victor back here and pick up something like Tear and Verdant Barrier, that's the scaling magic resist item like Seeker's Arm Guard, I think it's just going to be over for her. It doesn't look like that's what we'll see out of the Victor, though. I don't think... this is, I guess, a little bit of a complaint for me. I don't think a lot of lower elo mid laners, or like below like Diamond Masters...
Urgot's actually going to press his ulti down here. I'm not sure if he's going to do enough DPS to really utilize it as well, though.
Yeah, won't be able to quite pick up the kill there. I don't think a lot of players below like Diamond Masters have started picking up on how broken an item Verdant Barrier is. And like if you just build it in this game, you're against triple AP. You're gonna build the Banshees anyways.
Malphite kills this.
Immune.
Malphite, just go kill him.
Well, he doesn't have
Oh, there it is. Okay, I thought it was gonna be up sooner.
It looks like this might be a lane swap too, or is this just a weird gank? It's a weird gank, I guess.
It's a weird gank. But it works, you know? It ain't broke if it work.
Yeah, we'll force out the Malphite ulti here and get some turret damage. Not going to be able to pick up the Flayed here, but we'll be able to push in this wave. Now on the other side of this equation, though, missing an entire wave and a half mid lane, and Victor could just take this plate if he wants to. A little bit scared of the Amumu, doesn't know where the brand is, and could get rotated.
Ahri's greeting for the plate here is going to possibly be collapsed on by the Kayn and Victor, so she has to get out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and we do see this is a much slower game. This is definitely the siesta. Like, if last game is the Fiesta, we're in Siesta mode. We're taking it slow. 3-0, 1k gold advantage going over the side of Raven, but nothing insurmountable at this point. I really do wish we could see Kayn transformation in Spectator, but we can't until it happens. So when that happens, we'll let you know. We, again, suspect it'll be red form based on the Conquer and the items. And it's definitely red form, but hopefully he gets red form first, or else it's going to be a real long game for the Kayn.
Yeah, we're going to see Kayn just going to be sitting on the top side of this map, looking at the Mumu, kind of probably trying to do some more counter invades, trying to do as much as he can to really keep this Mumu where he's just so far behind he can't really do anything.
Yeah, imagine red form into 4 ranged champions and a melee jungler. It feels really bad. We see a fight coming on in the top lane here. I think Blaney's going underestimating Q-Max Malphite, if you will.
Rock.
This man needs some MR or some lifesteal or something. Because he's just going to keep getting poked down 20% of his HP every time Malphite is Q up, which is every 7 seconds.
Yeah, there goes the engage coming in from the bot lane. Is going to be able to pick that off. The engage onto the Mumu. He's going to be going underneath his turret to try and do as much as he can. And Cyanite's going to be coming up to pick that up. He is going to be able to get the kill onto Kayn and possibly even get the kill onto the Malphite. He bought it. There's the double kill going over to the Ahri. Very great rotations from Cyanite this game.
Yeah, exactly. The Ahri coming in clutch there. Picking up the double kill in the top lane, saving the Mumu while they're at it. Definitely going to be an important part of winning this game is just translating this Ahri's advantage, Cyanite's advantage in this mid lane into a victory. Something that they weren't able to do last game because of the circumstances around the rest of the map. But I'd really like to see it happen here. Timmy coming in onto the goon! Looking for luck.
He gets it! He's not going to go in. It's fine.
We'll let him go.
Just
a warning shot. Next time you're dead, son. Timmy doesn't take prisoners.
Yeah, Timmy don't. Timmy doesn't take prisoners. Oh my! What a threatening name. Fear the Timmy.
Fear the Timmy. Timmy role-playing Thresh though.
Yeah.
That's your first offense you walk.
There goes the engage. Possibly something gonna happen top side.
There's no
Nope.
Malphite ulti, so I suspect nothing much will come of it, but we do see quite the CS advantage growing across these lanes, quite a bit in the top side for the Malphite here. Mostly symptomatic of the ill-fated dive early, as we mentioned, for the first blood. And then mid lane and bot lane really well, mid lane's doing really well here. I do think this could be mitigated a little bit with the item builds from earlier, but we do see a trade coming in top lane. Nothing
Yeah,
will come
big
of it,
fight
but a
happening.
fight in
Rift
mid.
is going to be popped, and then Ari is going to be trying to do as much damage as she can over to the Victor. Is going to be getting the brand burn onto him, and then Kane is also going to be taking damage.
Oh.
Top lane, we see the ulti engage going to be taking out the Urgot, and now we're going to be going on over onto the Kane, getting the brand, but Amumu picking up the Kane. Here comes the thresh hook. Timmy, don't take no prisoners, baby. He's going in, is going to get the kill. Kaisa is going to be given that. What we say? What we say? Timmy, take no prisoners, boy.
That's a warning shot. Next time you get hooked, you're dead. Timmy says, it's time for you to pay up. Where's my money? Alright, brilliant kills coming out across the map there. A big win in the mid lane for the side of Apes Together Strong. Big win coming out for Apes Together Strong in the mid lane there. Good fight. Victor will just die burning down to the brand passive at the end of that fight. I hate to keep harping on it. Build magic, resist. Aside from that, we do see the solo kill coming out for the ZZ Dog under the top lane here. Plainly falling farther and farther behind on this Urgot, now a 2-level disadvantage, and not the prettiest score line I've ever seen, but still working towards their items and still should be able to be a threat into the Malphite once they get some base levels and Malphite Q stops being super aggressive. Otherwise, we do see Kane with his first item picked up, but I suspect transformation won't be coming until somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, just because he's definitely got blue form and he's definitely waiting the extra 4 minutes.
Yeah, let's quickly talk about dragons because they're... Whoa, Kane. Kane?
Oh.
Kane!
Mission impossible here on the Kane. He'll get out.
Yeah,
but
Engage going in onto the Ari, going to be trying to pick up the Victor there, is going to be getting that kill, and is going to be repositioning back over to the team.
Yeah, we'll just snag that kill. I think with the Ignite there on the fadeaway, I thought that was going to be a quick little turnaround there, but the Diffie keeps on growing in this mid lane for now. 40 CS advantage, and the Dragon will come off of this pressure. We will see the hook connect, looking for the Amumu.
Yeah, there goes the Kane, is going to be stolen. There goes the engage. Malphite going to be going into the back line, getting that Ori, is going to be looking onto the Brand there, is going to try and pick that off, but Brand is going to be possibly able to kite that out. No, he is not. Down goes the Brand. Here is Kaisa. She's going to be targeted on by the Jhin, by the Urgot, and we're going to see a 3-for-2 exchange, but we do get the Dragon over the side of Raven, so that's going to be pretty helpful for them. Not really looking good for Apes Together Strong. It's gonna be
mind control triggers again, and everyone forgets he exists to chase after the Kaisa, letting him get the kill on Brand unopposed and get out with his life there. I think either bad communication perhaps coming out from Apes Together Strong, not communicating that we need more damage on Malphite, or just a misevaluation of that damage that was already going on to him there. But yeah, picks up the kill, gets out with his life, and a very fortunate turn of events for them. And that steal, too, coming through from Samuel there onto the Dragon. Really great, being able to keep the Dragon snowball from really occurring, which I think is what needs to happen here. You really need to snowball the Brand's early power and the Cyanite lead in this mid lane into a tangible late game advantage, and Dragons is the easiest way to do that right now.
We even saw last game where Samuel was winning those like 50-50 draws. It's very hard to win a smite fight against Samuel. He's very good at picking up those major objectives and getting the lead that his team needs.
Absolutely, and that's something that I don't think enough people talk about, is like, there's a lot to do with pathing and ganking for junglers, but like some junglers are just better at the 50-50s. We do see again
Urgot
coming in
not
top
landing
lane.
his
Urgot
ultimate.
goes wide.
He's going to try and still pick off onto the Malphite. Here comes the Jhin. Here comes the Cavalry.
Oh, no.
There is the Brand. Malphite is going to be ulting away. Here goes the Jhin ulti. And Timmy going to be going
Meanwhile,
onto the
top lane-
Cyanide. Unable to land the hook onto Cyanide. Unable to get the kill onto Malphite. And all is fine and dandy. Wait a minute.
What's
Wait
he
a minute.
doing?
What is that?
It's
That's a
the
rock.
first monkey ball. He traded the mind control powers for the ability to int every 10 minutes. Oh no! ZZ Dog, what are you doing? What
my
was
brain going burr.
that? Oh no!
Ari's gonna be looking for a pick and is gonna try and all in onto the Kai'Sa. Is possibly gonna get the pick, is getting the pick, but Timmy's gonna be in a 1v1 scenario. Can Timmy live? Probably not, but
Oh,
who knows?
No, Timmy,
It's
this
Timmy.
is one of your getters.
Come on, Timmy!
The
Oh!
flash from
No!
Cyanide will make the
There
play
goes
happen.
Red Form Kane, gonna be knocking up some people. There goes Randomonium into the front line, is gonna be trying to pick up on to the Victor. Victor is gonna be going down, is gonna be picked up by the Jhin, and they're gonna be grabbing more. They're gonna be keep going at it. There goes the Kane. There goes the the Jhin
Kills
as
going
well.
down everywhere. Kane will fall, Jhin will fall.
So they were below and they were behind on kills earlier, and now they have gotten a kill lead. ZZ Dog looking at him menacingly. He's like, I'm gonna do it. And he goes in. He is gonna be trying to go in. Unfortunately, the Q.
No, this is your
The
problem,
Q
man.
is going to be able to get that, and he's going to be trying to get more. Here comes Blaney trying to get to the Malphite, and is going to be going on to the Rock himself. Is going to be ulting him, getting that easy 300 gold. Timmy is there as well. These fights don't stop. They're just kind of loaming, and we said it wasn't going to be a fiesta, and you guys continuously tell us that we're wrong.
Say goodbye to the fiesta. It's been 2 kills per minute for the past 7 minutes.
Yeah, we are at fiesta. We
And,
yeah, not clown fiesta yet. It is just fiesta.
yeah, we're coming on strong here. All right. Now that we have a lull, analytical things to talk about. People hit things with sticks.
Bold that you think there's gonna be a breathing moment. No. There's a dragon in 30 seconds. It's time to fight again. Timmy wants his revenge, and he sees Ari. He's like, that thing killed me. Go beat it up.
Die.
It die.
Oh, goodbye. Kill will come over onto Cyanide there. Kai'Sa ulti to secure it. Good camp there, but we'll pick up the mid-turn in response. Got to be careful. They'll get the charge off, but they won't be able to hit this turret. Got to start making their way out here. Dragon is spawning over just in 2 seconds now. Should go over to the side of Raven Esports.
Yeah, we're seeing some pings going over to the top side of the map there, saying, hey, we're going to give up this dragon. We're going to try and grab a turret here. And they're just going to do that. Dragon goes down, but are they going to be able to react in time to save their turret? Actually,
yeah,
yes.
Like
yeah.
Victor wave clear, you know? it gets you there. So, yeah, moving into the rest of this game. Urgot obviously had a very, very bad early game. But I think the nature of this matchup is going to be that Urgot's going to be able to outscale, like, side lane-wise at this point. Once he completes his second item, certainly, Malphite should stop being able to poke him down, and it should start being about Malphite just tanking all of the damage. And depending on how much magic resist he's forced to do, that may or may not be possible. Going into the rest of the game, too, though, Cyanide needs to keep playing well, keep stepping up for his team. Making these plays, finding these picks is super important.
Cyanide's getting caught again. There goes the Malphite. He's possibly going to ult. I think he's waiting for the third charm. Gets charmed himself, is unable, and Cyanide gets out.
Yeah, good charm timing there, using the charm timing to get the third ulti charge out of the Ahri there, making sure that the Malphite won't be able to respond with the ulti immediately, and gets out with no flash there too, which is good.
It's a lot of damage still, regardless. Even with missing the charm there, she is going to be engaged on by the Kane. Here comes Blaney around the corner. Is going to be trying to pick up on to the Urgot onto Kane. Unable to grab that. Here comes the Jhin ultimate going out. is going to be doing some extra damage before this team fight starts. Malphite still is holding his ultis, waiting for his team to get in position, and is probably going to go in for an engage pretty shortly. Here comes a massive Amumu ulti. Malphite going into the backline is going to be able to pick up on the brand, and then we're going to see the Kayn is going to be going down to the Amumu. Amumu is looking for more, is looking for the Kai'Sa. The Victor is in the backlines as well, going to be trying to get that off as much as he can. A Randomonium getting the stun onto Kai'Sa, unable to pick that up, and is going to be picked off himself. Apes Together Strong is going to be able to get a pretty nice disengage here. Randomonium did his best to fight off the backline from his team, but Malphite is such a menace right now that you have to have almost 4 members on him just to take him down.
The play they're coming out of Timmy, interrupting the Amumu bandage toss onto the Kai'Sa, which almost certainly would have killed her there on the back end of that fight, which in of itself was a brilliant play from Randomonium to even find that opportunity. Great mechanical plays coming out from that team fight on a whole. But here we see like the stylistic issue with the Malphite into this Brand Jhin. The Brand just gets one shot, unable to put pretty much any impact into that team fight. You say, oh, they traded top lane ulti for a support light. That's not the end of the world, but it is when you're just deleting the entire member from the game, and Brand is an important member of the damage profile of this team right now. They have no tank, so they have to do the damage. They have to kill things really quickly. They don't even have disengage, so to say. They just have running away and hoping it works. So it's a shotgun comp, really, coming out of Apes Together Strong here. They have to be able to kill through this front line of Kayn and Malphite really quickly. And if you lose brand damage, that's like more than 20% of your team's team fight damage, I would say. At least at this point in the game, while Blanely and Randomonium are still scaling, and Randomonium themselves going full tank on this Amumu, so they won't see too much damage coming out of that.
Really does feel like a sniper in melee range.
Yeah, definitely.
As for major objectives, we're gonna have Dragon up in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Baron is still up, and we're seeing the slow scale of Raven Esports here. So we're gonna need to see some really big plays and some really nice moves coming out from Apes Together Strong, and some perfect rotations as well in order to make this work.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what you're saying there. All right. While we have a brief moment here, what do you think about Mafia Skarner?
Oh,
He's just
okay.
he asked for his money. Why didn't you buy QSS? Where's my money?
I like it. Here's the engage. The Kayn is going to be ulted by the Urgot, but is going to be immediately ulted away, and they're going to be zoning out the Ahri. They're going to be pushing down mid as hard as they can. They're going to have to rotate as well, so they did grab the pick. Honestly, they might even go for Baron here.
Yeah, we do see Baron being hit by the Kayn here. Samuel starting it up. Timmy will come over the wall, connects the hook on the Baron. But the rotation is coming out of Apes Together Strong here, and they're taking a lot of damage to this Baron.
Yeah, here comes Randomonium. Is going to be picking off on the Timmy. The Brand ulti is going out, is going to be picking off onto the Kai'Sa, is going to be ending the Kayn, and that is what we needed, baby. And the leash for the Baron is well deserved as they pick up the 3 kills, get a turret mid lane, and are able to pick up Baron as well for all 5 members of their team. They can possibly even go and rotate immediately to Dragon after this.
Is it too early to call for game 3?
Oh.
That was a bit of a that was a bit of an issue there. Picking up 4 kills there unopposed for the side of Apes Together Strong, securing the Baron, securing the 4th Dragon of the game, 2nd for their team. And that's honestly the kick that they're probably going to need to scale out of this game. Rough early game, as we saw. Mistakes being made by multiple members on the team, I'd say, but that's honestly not an issue at this point in time. The Urgot is able to completely repair the disadvantage from earlier. It's going to be able to scale well. Malphite's put in a position where they have to build MR and armor so that they can side lane, and that's not going to come through until like 4 or 5 items at this point. Right now we only see 2.5. Kayn's really, really stunted. And remember what I said, right? Kayn is a lose condition for this team.
Ooh.
Will force out the flash from Cyanite there. Good play from both sides there to keep themselves alive and force
Yeah.
the flash, respectively.
Malphite is in position to make a play happen, is going to get charmed in, is going to be bursted down to half HP from a combo from Ari, is going to
Oh
possibly
no.
even picked off here. Oh, it is! The Urgot ulti is going to land onto ZZ Dog, is going to get that kill there, and then we're going to see a huge bleed out happen here. Timmy's in danger, Timmy's getting hit,
Oh,
and
someone
the Tim...
protect the Timmy!
Yeah, protect Tim. All right. But they're going to be able to get an inhib off of this. And, you know, Apes Together Strong are really happy in this scenario.
Yeah, they might honestly run it in here and try and
Yeah,
look for the finish here. They got a large
they
minion wave, 2
might.
cannons coming in, and the Malphite's still dead for 20 seconds. No ulti when he respawns either.
Yeah, they're going in. They're going to try and get as much as they can out of this. The Randomonium is going to get a nice stun onto Timmy. Timmy is going to go down, and then a good Brand ulti is going to get a double kill onto the Kaisa, onto the Victor. They're going to be going for more. Kane's going to be getting that
game,
Brand
no
out of the
space.
game. They're going to be trying to take the game, but they're like, wait a minute. There's a Nexus right in front of us. We're going to take it down. We're going to go into game 3, baby. Come on, let's go.
Looking for kills, looking for KDA.
Game
All
3.
right.
This
Game
is
3 coming
going
out
to
here.
be amazing. These two teams have been absolute menaces. You know, I honestly didn't expect that from Apes Together Strong. I saw that it was going to be an even game for the most of the part, but after that Baron, that fight, getting those kills and taking the Baron, it was they took that advantage and just ran with it and ran it all the way down middle and taking the victory here.
Yeah, and like it's really the Raven Esports comp is going to collapse when you lose Baron like that and then immediately get picked afterwards. It relies a lot on the wave clear from Victor to keep their turrets safe. Victor cannot wave clear effectively into Baron, and especially with the pick power coming out of the comp on the side of Apes Together Strong, they're not able to sufficiently walk up to the wave with the Kayn, the Malphite, and the Kaisa to be able to do the rest of the damage to the minions you need, especially when the Malphite's dead. You can't threaten the engage, and just great shot calling, honestly, coming out from Apes to say, like, okay, Malphite's dead. We can push this, run it on into the base, and pick up the quick win. Quite a fast turnaround on that Baron there.
Yeah, and Malphite actually getting the most damage on for his team there. They just need to scale up a little bit more, and a great job from Apes Together Strong pulling the trigger there and ending when they needed to because the scaling is just so terrifying.
All right, so Ace and MVP, let's get through this rather quickly. What do you think?
For MVP, I want to give it over to Cyanide. His roaming was amazing that game, being able to go into side lanes and pressure any 1v1 scenarios. And then before any fight even started, he could half health the tank Malphite that was standing in the front lines there. And so I really want to give it to Cyanide. He played it this game exceptionally well. As for Ace, I want to give it over to ZZ Dog on the top lane. He was a menace, great like baiting kind of thing. He had some questionable plays with that blast cone, but overall he was able to get into the back lines. He was able to do the damage that he needed to and take out some major DPS from Apes here. What about you?
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. Definitely, Cyanite for the MVP here, coming in, massive roam plays, 1v2 outplays in the bot lane, multiple ganks avoided, drawing a lot of pressure, as well as just solo winning mid lane very, very convincingly for the second game in a row. But this time, I didn't give him MVP last game. This time, no gank assistance, essentially, just doing it solo rather than with the repeated ganks from his teammates. Definitely impressive coming out there. And then yeah, I think the ace is definitely going to have to go over to ZZ Dog here, even though I feel like a lot of the Malphite advantage came from blaming misplaying the initial first blood, the all-in dive that was so ill-fated. I think that the Malphite ultis played the biggest role in this game, and outside of that, we saw very normal performances, I think, coming out of the rest of Raven Esports. Just very average, nothing that really stood out. So I think it does go over to ZZ Dog here. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we will be returning shortly for our third game of this series, Piltover Division Semifinals, Apes Together Strong versus Raven Esports. Game 3 coming up. Hello and welcome back to Seal Piltover Division semifinals. Apes Together Strong versus Raven Esports. The score is 1-1 as we're moving into this critical Game 3 draft. Apes Together Strong pulling out a bit of a comeback victory last game off a botched Baron attempt from Raven Esports. Ryder, what do you think about coming into this third game?
Really excited being the best of three here. It's just like this game needs to be the big play. They're going to be playing their absolute hardest, and they're going to need to make these massive decisions as this will decide if they go into finals or not, you know? So I want to see what they're going to do with bans. Speaking of bans, we are just starting that up, and Apes Together Strong actually being the higher seed get to decide which side of the map they're going to be playing on. So this game, they said they want blue side. So it might change up bans just a little bit, and it might change up picks just a little bit. But I'm really excited to see what they're going to be pulling out.
Yeah, and I said while we were off there a little bit, trying to figure out what the decision process for wanting blue side over red side is, despite the fact that they picked red side initially. And I'm thinking it might have something to do with the first pick Kaisa coming out of the side of Raven Esports. It'll be interesting to see if it plays out that way. I suspect that or the Seraphine here. This might turn into a Thresh ban and a first pick Seraphine. Brand ban and maybe the first pick Seraphine then. Looking to just pinch the support pool even further, I would suspect then.
There goes a Seraphine ban. They keep letting Timmy get this Thresh pick. Would you think that Apes Together Strong might first pick Thresh here?
Well, with the Seraphine ban, yeah, actually, it's a possibility. I think they're gonna first pick Kaisa or Thresh here. That's been that's the best reasoning I can come up with for picking blue side here because you're losing your mid lane counter pick opportunity here if you're doing this and
And
letting
they pick a Mumu.
well,
Sad.
Amumu was a champion last game. That's the best I can really say about that. The Amumu pick here is interesting. I'm surprised. It'll be interesting to see if just Kaisa Thresh gets picked up immediately for the side of Raven Esports here. I am thinking about the right drafts. Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm not insane. But the Jin priority
In.
suddenly shooting up is very
Huh.
weird to me.
That
When you
one's
first picked Kaisa every game, and now you're like, oh, I see a Mumu. That means Jin? Maybe going for something more unique here, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that Kaisa was definitely breaking people's backs. So it'll be interesting to see where the rest of this draft goes. Maybe looking for jungle pick here in
Ooh.
their own right. So Skarner will come out. And Skarner wants his money. Buy the QSS or you will die.
Were they listening to you with your
yeah,
skin idea? Was that what's
yeah,
going on
I think
here?
that's what's
I
going on
think
here,
they sold
actually.
you sold them on the skin idea. They're like, you know what? That's pretty funny. We're
yeah,
gonna do it. We're gonna pull it out.
they're keeping an ear open for brilliant ideas. Same thing with Malphite last game, obviously.
Oh
Um,
yes.
and the Mordekaiser, presumably top lane, coming out here for Apes Together Strong. And the Akali, that's been banned every game of this series,
Okay.
away from Cyanide, just saying, I dare you to pick something that's going to beat me.
They're giving Raven Esports the opportunity to ban out the bot lane picks for them. So that's going to be interesting on what they're going to decide what they want bot. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know what I would respond to this with. I guess
Well,
you
this
can do a
definitely
mid
should
or
be
a top lane
Thresh.
counter pick.
Right? All right. So
No,
we
it's
will see
not
the
Thresh.
Galio come out here, and you might be worried about like Galio might be the best pick you have here into Akali, and you're worried about Apes Together Strong saying, okay, we ban the Galio. We know that's the only thing they play that's good into it. But aside from that, Thresh is really good here, and if Apes Together Strong does not ban Thresh here, I think they're trolling. We've seen Timmy have multiple good Thresh performances, as we do see the ban come out here. Uh, really good Thresh performances thus far this series. And it just synergizes so well with the team comp they already have going. Being able to lantern pull with Skarner is very, very relevant, if a little bit memey. And just having extra protection for the Jin is super important, especially going into these assassin comps.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Leona here. That's definitely something I want to see from Timmy. I think it works well with the team comp shut down, and
I want to
then
see a
that would
Janna here. Janna is insane right now. no joke, just having a if you pick Janna here, it'll disengage the Akali, it'll disengage the Amumu, and it will be able to stall Mordekaiser when he's not in Death Realm
And
in
it's cinched.
perpetuity, which is fine, right? That's not the support pick. For
I
support pick, Janna's still the way to go, and honestly, I would still save it for last pick here. Make sure that your opponent doesn't. I don't even know how you would hard counter Janna here, like playing Yumi, I guess, and saying, "Haha, you can't interact with me." But
didn't we look up Timmy in the break there and we saw him just play a bunch of singed?
yeah, Timmy's a singed one trick. Unfortunately, I well maybe.
You never
Oh, you know
know.
what? It's Timmy top lane. ZZ Dog's gonna play support this game.
Well, it's
I'm
a,
not joking.
he,
That's what's
no.
happening.
I mean, they can't because ZZ Dog's a substitution. He has to play in the top lane
I'm
role
telling you,
as
that's what
he's
they're picking
supporting.
for right now. They're gonna pick cinch support and lane swap. I guarantee you, that's what's happening right now.
That's against the rules.
Talk to someone that's if it's against the rules, they'll bring it up to the mods. That's not our realm.
That's fair.
They do pick the
I
Yumi though. I am psychic apparently. Yumi Tristana coming out for the side of Apes together strong here. I still want to see Janna come out. Janna is so good into this team comp. It interrupts Tristana jump. It disengages the Akali and it disengages the Amumu. And if ZZ Dog picks Janna, I'm calling him on screen cheating. um,
What is going on?
it's definitely it could be Galio support actually. I will have to see actually when we get into game here where
Singed
everything's
needs
going.
to be top, right? Like Singed.
Cinched is top. Swain and Galio can be interchangeable, and then the other side's pretty cut and dry, I believe.
So-
Um,
This is Swain support. Yeah, that could make sense.
yeah,
There's
Swain support and
so
Galio support both make sense here,
okay.
so we'll see what
There's a
happens.
lot of things I don't really like about Raven Esports team comp here is that you're putting so much pressure on the Jin to provide so much damage. It's like if he dies, like what are you guys gonna do? You know? I guess Swain, I guess Singe with the damage over time will be proven annoying at best. But you see Apes Together Strong have a lot of like tank. I mean, Tristana's a big tank killer, and then if a Mumu goes, you know, Leandri's torment, then it's I don't know, man. I honestly cannot tell you what's going to happen next. If they get into late game, I feel like Ravens take it because they're just so tanky and they're gonna like microwave them. But
Yeah, I think honestly a lot comes down to it for lane assignment. So before I comment too much on Ravens team comp, at least I want to see if the Swain or the Galio will be mid. Traditionally, like if this is a solo queue game, you're gonna bet Galio mid 90 times out of 100, right? Um, but I do Galio will do really well into the Trist Yumi, much better than I think Swain will, just because I think Tristana will be able to kill Jin with a Swain interface. I just don't see Swain having enough interaction if his E is on cooldown for him to be able to interact with the Tristana all in onto the Jin. And Galio does that significantly better. And then the Swain into Akali is actually a pretty favorable matchup if you are rushing some magic resistant HP. So, so yeah, currently, as we were mentioning during draft, we are having some discussions regarding the validity of being able to play Timmy in the top lane on Cinch.
well, ZZ Dog substituted the top laner,
Right.
right?
And
So
all
in
right. I just one thing I want to do here is as casters, we have no say in this. So I'm gonna def- yeah, I'm gonna default until we have some moderator feedback on exactly what's happening. In the
Hello, yes, I am
meantime, let's
moderator.
just keep
yes,
talking.
yeah,
I am
Ansem's
moderator on
here.
stream.
Ansem, please answer our.
So, the way how this works is ZZ Dog was taken in as an emergency sub minutes before the game began. Because of this, he is unable to change roles within the team. The other four are allowed to swap roles amongst themselves, but ZZ Dog must play top lane as that is the role that he is substituting for.
All right. So
All
there
right.
you have it, straight from the moderator's mouth himself. So ZZ Dog will be playing top lane here, likely on the Singed, and Timmy will be on Swain or Gallia. We'll see what ends up happening there. And we will be moving into the actual pick in a moment. Still don't know which one of these champions is playing mid or bot lane. uh, aside from that, we can look at Apes Together's strong comp and get a strong evaluation for them. So, damage profile is pretty slanted towards AP this game. Akali does, I think, a very small amount of physical damage, but with her E change to magic damage, I think it's very, very low now. And then Tristan is really going to be their only source of physical damage. And again, not super tanky, but plenty of bruiser focus coming out of their side this time. Definitely going to be able to put a little bit more pressure in, I'd say, going into the rest of this game. Not as one-sided as before in sort of like tank stats wise. Ryder, what do you think?
I feel like Mordekaiser's just gonna ulti Jin. That's what
I
I
don't
think,
think
honestly.
Mordekaiser should ever be in range to ulti Jin.
Yeah, that's true. Yumi's gonna need to sit on like Akali or Tristana for the rest of the game. She can't sit on Mordekaiser because as soon as he ulties, it's gonna be like bye bye cat. Both of these compas are. I don't know. I'm honestly just sitting
Okay.
here. I'm scratching my head. I'm
All right,
like,
I
what do
think. All
I?
right, so here's an issue.
All right.
I think it's Singe support.
I knew it. I knew it.
Which, so the reason I think we had a bit of a delay going into pick ban here, or like the official lock-ins here, is because Raven Esports was trying to decide exactly who's playing what champions, given their pick ban. And with what I assume is going to be a Galio pick here in the mid lane,
Yeah.
that does
Okay.
lock in the Singed as bot lane.
Ooh.
I'm gonna assume it's as support. Who knows? You know, could be Jin support, Singed ADC. You never know. Singed into Tristana Yumi, probably not that bad in lane.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, you
Mega
put
Adhesive
down.
is really, really, really annoying for both of those champions. And you can't engage onto Jin because Singed will just flip you into Mega Adhesive and kill you. So, laning wise, it's good defensively, does pretty much everything the Galio does in just the 2v2. I don't know how it's going to scale. I look forward to seeing that happen.
You know, it'd be funny if Timmy was just coaching ZZ Dog to teach him like how to play Singe well in the
Yeah.
third match of the series right before finals.
That'd
It's like,
be
all
great.
right, ZZ Dog, this is what you got to do. You got to run at it. You got to do a couple circles. And you got to come back.
Looking at matchups across the board here, we do see the Swain versus Mordekaiser top lane. This should be Swain favored. All you have to do is dodge the Mordekaiser pull. If you can Death Grasp, I believe it is. If you can dodge that, you're totally fine. And you'll just be able to poke about, free farm waves, push, and just have general advantage. You shouldn't be killable by Mordekaiser during ulti. I don't know if I should say I expect. I pray that both the Swain and the Galio rush in early Verdant Barrier against triple AP topside. And they should be literally unkillable if they do that. They're going to have a really, really good game if they rush that item. And then the mid lane, it's Akali into Galio. Galio should win this matchup, but we've seen time and time again, Cyanite's just been very, very impressive in this series. And I don't really want to count him out just because it's a disadvantaged lane matchup. And in the bot lane, we sort of went over that. I think it's going to be really passive, and I think the Tristana will die if they engage. And I have no idea how Singe support scales. I don't know.
I mean, there's only one way to find out. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, we will find out, maybe, how Singe support does scaling into the late game here. Um, Amumu versus Skarner is a farming matchup, and they can both
Okay.
gank. I don't know what else to say there. I think Skarner's a better champion, but Amumu has far more like playmaking potential. He's flashier, and
Hmm.
it's gonna be interesting. You know, it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I agree.
That's my answer to all of this. Uh,
All right, so here's actually something important. We were making jokes about Mafia Skarner earlier, saying, "Pay my tax." Right? You gotta pay the protection fee. You gotta buy your QSS against the Skarner.
yeah.
The Akali does have to buy a QSS this game. That is going to stunt her ability to build. That's a bad phrase. It's gonna like really slow down her itemization though if she builds it, and if she doesn't, she's playing into Galio Skarner with no QSS is gonna be like nearly impossible if the side of Raven Esports are doing their jobs. So I'm really worried for her it not being able to pick up the items that she needs to be able to kill people while not getting one shot by CC. Mm. And then
There's something worth note though as well.
yeah,
Cyanite's been practicing Akali a lot. He knows a lot of these matchups, and he's probably very familiar with this. In fact, climbing all the way, I believe he was even talking about climbing all the way to platinum just by playing Akali alone. So he's on a very much of a comfort pick here. So that's going to be interesting to watch as well as he played phenomenally well in the second game on Ari. I want to know what he's going to be pulling out in this game. It's going to be really hard into Galio, so his brain's going to have to be moving, you know. Um,
yeah. I mean, this should be honestly, this game should turn into a Diffie in the Jiffy, if you will. Like
oh
the
yes,
jungle gap should be very large this game, and that's not because it's Samuel versus Randomonium. It's not because it's Skarner versus a Mumu. It's because there's gonna be Prio in top and mid lane, and maybe bot lane. I again, no idea how the Singed is gonna interact in this lane, but I'd imagine that even though if Tristana might be able to get wave push, she should have no kill threat, so the rotation from Singed Jin should still be possible. Uh and using that lane prio that the Skarner should have access to if everything goes according to what I think these lanes work out as. Lots of weird lanes this game, mind you. Uh, he should be able to just dumpster the scuttle crabs, be able to get some good invades off, free ganks, lots of river vision. The Amumu should be fairly well shut down, at the very least in the proactive sense. Like, should not be able to get scuttle crabs, should not be able to get dragons, should not be able to get easy ganks. And then rolling into the rest of the game, I think there's more damage on the side of Raven Esports than you might think and give credit for. Swain's damage scales really well right now. Even going into late game. Galio is totally reasonable early game, and Jin is gonna pick up a lot of the slack once you get to late game for Galio. So it should be interesting. Um, and then there's always healing reduction too, right? Like you have Mordekaiser, Kali, and Yumi to think about. All right, so we're right at the end of spectator delay here, so we're gonna just roll on into this game, and we'll catch you guys on the other side.
ah,
All right, Ryder, what do you think about this?
uh-huh. What do I think about this? That is a good question, and I have to consult my solo queue reference guide. Uh, everyone's playing their comfort pick, it feels like. And it feels not in the right that you know what? You ever watch that video like, yeah, and that goes in the square hole, you know?
Like,
It's one of my favorite videos that I like quoting a lot, and everyone's just playing their favorite champion. So everyone's just going, "Yep, this goes here now. That goes in the square hole." Timmy's just like, "I'm gonna pick my main here."
yeah.
Um,
Draft misconstruences aside, we will see the Singe support, definitely a comfort pick coming out for Timmy, though I'm not sure if it's in this role. And we will just get the sync up, then we'll go over a little bit about these runes, and from there, and I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Now, rolling on into this game here with our sync finish, we do see the double conquer on the top side. Not really much of a surprise there. I think Swain has other options, but definitely looking to be a big damage threat on his team this game. Aftershock versus Phase Rush and the jungle, nothing big there. And the fleet in the mid lane versus the Aftershock for Galio. I think Aftershock for Galio is a little bit outdated here, but given the way the last few games have played out, you don't want to take any risks with Cyanite finding these random solo kills and just saying, I'll take a little bit of survivability and safety over the utility of things like Predator. I think that's totally reasonable. And then we have the Hail of Blades Tristana, very normal. Dark Harvest, Jin, going for the scaling option. Aftershock on Singed, obviously. And then an Airy on the Yumi.
There's something I
uh,
wanted to base on as well, just for summoners. Akali taking Ignite here. Do you believe she has the ability to kill Galio?
uh, I don't think in an even lane state they do, but I don't think wave state and lane state will stay proper or even this game. That's the best way I can put it. I think if this is two fakers playing against each other, it's absolutely trolling. But we both know it's not, and we know Cyanite's definitely looked like the standout player of his team over this series, and is just saying, I'm putting this game on my back, and I'm going to make the proactive plays. I'm going to get ahead in lane, and I'm going to use this Ignite to do it.
I agree. Yeah, that makes sense.
We do see a lot of melee minions missed in the bot side there for some early shenanigans going on in the tri-brush. And I don't think they lost EXP for it, so it's not the end of the world for the Jins. But if he did, it could be really problematic hitting too early here.
So, big question though. This game, is it gonna be a siesta, a fiesta, or a clown fiesta?
This is definitely a fiesta, you know?
Oh yeah?
Yeah. we might have a bit of a slow early game here. There's not a lot of kill threat coming out in any of these lanes, other than maybe mid lane for the Galio. But yeah, I don't think these two teams can stay on their butts for long. I think they're gonna want to get in there and make some plays happen.
Something worth looking at is going to be seeing where these junglers are going. You see Skarner actually positioning inside the Mumu's jungle here. He's been very much of an aggressive style jungler, Samuel, as he's going constantly to be aggressive, trying to get those early invades on, trying to get some counter jungling happen, and getting his team rolling because most of his lanes have a lot of prio.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see this early trade coming in onto ZZ Dog in the top lane here. We'll trade relatively even overall. The Swain and the Mordekaiser here equaling out at about 60 to 50% HP. But the Swain still has Corrupting Pot, and still has a charge in it, and is just going to look to continue to poke out this lane. Gank coming in the mid lane. Cyanite wants to take the fight, but I don't think this is what you want, Cyanite. Gets taunted up.
Here comes Randomonium. He's going to go in for the engage. He's going to be igniting, going down onto the Skarner. He does have Phase Rush. He's going to be running out of that one, and nothing will come of that. But that was a close call for Cyanite there. He did have to blow both of his summoners, and Skarner is going to blow his flash, but Galio is going to be able to re-engage if need be, if he gets another gank shortly.
Yeah, and this is, I think this is obviously a much better trade coming out for the side of Raven Esports here. Double summoners out of the mid laner and flash out of the Amumu just for the Skarner flash in return. It's going to buy a lot of space for this Galio mid lane and make this lane even more oppressive. ZZ Dog, however, on the top side, getting bullied a little bit by this Mordekaiser, running out of mana and is going to have to back very, very quickly now. Actually in one-shot range now from the Mordekaiser Q auto. Got to be really careful about that. If I'm, maybe Blanley's having some PTSD after their last 2 flashes under turret from the last 2 games. But if I'm Blanley here, I'm
Oh,
like,
my body's telling me no.
if I can hit the solo Q and auto, ZZ Dog is dead. Start the Q flash auto, go for it. ZZ Dog expected it himself. I respect that.
ZZ
Not
Dog
as much
flashing.
as just backing though. Just go home and lose 2 ranged minions. It's okay.
No. We don't do that here. We lose 6 minions.
People
he's
need
gonna.
to buy magic resist, please. Oh man.
We're gonna see Mordekaiser he's gonna be being able to sustain in this lane quite easily. Honestly, he's been Blaney's like showing a lot of presence in the top side here. Is going to be constantly bullying the mana user that is Swain. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna use with these advantages. You know.
Yeah, and I think normally I'd say like, oh, you shouldn't be staying in lane here. You should be taking the free reset. But I think it's okay for the Mordekaiser here to try and get out as much resources out of the Swain as possible before taking the reset. Just because even when they reset, they shouldn't be able to leverage anything onto the Swain. And he knows that he has enough HP left in the tank to just tank the entirety of one of Swain's full combos, push the wave in, and just come into lane with a small mana deficit on the Swain. More trading going on here.
Yeah, doing that damage over time, the percentile is just so nice for Mordekaiser. He has a great early game because of it, and he basically just elites people into the mid to late game, takes them out of team fights. And if he's going to be able to get onto the Jhin, that's going to be massive. But even if he takes out, say, like the Skarn or whoever ulties someone, he Skarn or ulties, is going to be really helpful for his team.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually something interesting to think about, I guess. If Mordekaiser ulties the Skarner, just removing the Skarner ulti from the fight could be the way in that Cyanite needs to not have to build the QSS. It'll still be a little bit rough with Galio, but it should mean that like the threat onto the Akali, especially if it gets fed, is way less. But the fight coming out here...
Yeah, fight coming out. They're going to be picking up, flipping that Amumu, and First Blood going over to the Jhin. That is what they need for Raven. Going to be a nice trade in the top side here. Mordekaiser going to be ulting onto the Swain. Swain ulting in the Shadow Realm. They're going to be duking it out. Is going to be running low on mana, running low on HP. The Mordekaiser is going to be flashing in, going to be taking that solo kill onto the Swain. And while we're talking, the Dragon is being picked up.
Oh man, you know what just happened there? ZZ Dog threw out the Death Raz at the Swainy there. Death's Hand. Looking for the pull onto the Mordekaiser, but he left the Shadow Realm while it was mid-air, so it deleted the projectile and didn't stun the Mordekaiser under turret.
Oh.
I was just sitting there. It's like I'm waiting for it to come back, and it just never came back. And I'm like, oh no!
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that feels really bad, that solo kill there coming out, because that definitely could have been an answer back for ZZ Dog there. If the pull connects and he's able to pull the Mordekaiser further under turret, CC him a little bit longer, he may have just been able to pull out the kill there, or at least not die in return. Otherwise, though, across the rest of the map here, we are seeing a CS differential develop in this mid lane here, and this is what we've come to expect from Cyanide here. Excellent laning stats in this series, and just pulling out advantages even where you really shouldn't see them. We'll miss Cannon there, though. That one's going in the montage.
And
a
that
bit of a
going in
tragedy
the book.
going on in mid lane there. In the bot lane here, we see Singed is working towards Locket? Maybe it's Tabai.
Yeah, we're gonna get the engaged top side. Swain and Skarner going to be attacking the Mordekaiser, but we're gonna get a response from Randomonium. TP coming out as well. Samuel flashing away. Here comes the Galio. Is going to be trying to pick off someone. He gets the double taunt off. Is going to be able to get onto the Mordekaiser. Here comes the Galio ulti. Up and down he goes, taking out the Amumu as well. ZZ Dog going down to the Akali. Akali is going to try and look for more, but here comes the Galio. Is trying to look to see where's the little assassin. What is an Akali? An assassin?
Assassin.
Ninja?
Kinku thing. Ninja.
Kingu?
Definitely a ninja. Both.
Oh, okay.
Definitely both. You know, it's woman.
Oh, yeah, find the woman.
Pop star.
Find the pop star.
Not in this
Find the
skin, I don't
ninja.
think, but
Kinoichi?
whatever that means. I don't speak that language. Alright, we will see. Fighting in the bot lane, looking for the pick.
Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, I guess the ground was just off.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
Tristan buffered her jump there, regardless of whether or not the grounded would have actually hit her.
Oh,
We'll,
okay.
get it off just in time there to not be rooted by the Singed and possibly even die there. Looking at like a lot of damage coming in there, especially if Singed can get on top of her and then cancel her rocket jump with the flip.
Now, let's talk about objectives, actually, because we saw the first dragon go over to the side of Raven, and do you expect them to pick up both early dragons here, or do you think they're going to have to give up the next one if there's a team fight involved?
Well, the Akali's off to a good start here, but with that said, we did talk about the Prio. The Prio's not going to change. Galio will still have Prio here, but another fight coming out here, 2v2 in the mid lane. That's definitely should go to the side of Galio there. Fight coming in the top
Swain
side.
ulti going down. Here comes Mordekaiser. He's going to keep just attacking the ZZ Dog. There's not much you can really do about here, but there comes the Swain. There goes a lot of damage out with the E, with the ulti. Is going to be chunking out the Mordekaiser, potentially leading him to back here.
Late, though.
Really?
Once Mordekaiser gets ulti, once he has W up and is in ulti range outside of turret, ZZ Dog can die very, very easily. And here it is right here.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, ZZ Dog's going to be going down to the Death Realm, and then we do see the Galio doing an engage onto Cyanite there.
Yeah, I feel a bit... ZZ Dog's my friend. I can flame him for that. He should have seen that coming. He should be able to see that coming a mile away, and he could say, like, well, I just shouldn't get hit by the E, but... If Mordekaiser, like, Mordekaiser just freezes the wave there and lets it walk into him, you're forced to recall, and then the second you're out of lane, he hard shoves it into lane and you're forced to TP anyways. So it's best to just take the TP there and not give yourself the chance to misplay. We will see 20 CS and 2 solo kills happening in this top lane thus far. 3 deaths for the Swain. Problematic, not the end of the world. Swain can still scale up, and obviously this is not the intended lane for the Swain here. Not what we were looking for.
Oh no.
We do see CS differential though developed in the bot lane. The Jhin going up in CS against the Tristana here with the Cinch support is a little bit surprising.
They're gonna look for a steal potentially, but Galio's gonna be able to get onto the Akali. Is gonna be doing a lot of damage. The Dragon's going low. There goes Randomonium getting a big, massive stun. Here goes the Galio ulti coming up, coming down, and then they're gonna get the Akali Skarner ulti down. Skarner's going to be picking up the Akali. Jin's going to be ulting down some people. Amumu picking up Skarner. Jin picking up Tristana. They're looking for more. Swain's down here as well. Is going to be ulting. Here comes the Mordekaiser. He has the Yuumi on his back. Is going to be picking up the Swain potentially here. Here goes the Amumu Q going out. Swain going to flash. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that ZZ Dog was able to get out of that one.
Yeah, utilizing the flash and Swain's innate tanking as well. I have to complain that Yuumi didn't get off and start autoing at any point that time, but it's neither here nor there. Just a pet peeve of mine. Aside from that, we're seeing the Cinch support work out really well, surprisingly.
Timmy's a beast, okay?
Timmy, don't care. The Swain top that was supposed to be support working out less well. And something really important, something really important to note about that team fight there is that Akali didn't have ulti. If Akali has ulti, that team fight goes so much worse for the side of Raven Esports. The Akali should be able to pick up 2 or 3 kills there just off of the Great Amumu engage, and definitely live to tell the tale or trade way more kills back in return. Dragon would go over to the side of Apes Together Strong, but as it is, no ulti on the Akali means that fight goes even or behind, and then Dragon goes over to Raven Esports, and that's really unfortunate how that works out.
Yeah, and we do have a Cloud Soul this game, so that's going to be awesome for Skarner. He's just going to pull people in and go like Mach 20 speeds back to this base, you know? Just...
Yeah, definitely if the Soul is picked up, the Skarner's going to be really happy. Galio's going to be super happy. Swain's going to be super happy. Singed is going to be super happy. It's like, save for the Jhin, and Jhin doesn't hate it either. This is like such a good Cloud Soul, and we see the gank coming in mid lane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be cut and paste.
Money?
Where's the money?
It's by the QSS,
Picking it up.
Now you're paying for it. Racketeers have shown up. Racketeer Skarner coming to a shop near
Racketeer.
you.
Now, what do you think, like, you know, like, gangster Skarner would look like? Do you think, like, his, like, tail would just be, like, a bat?
Oh, that's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Going into, jeez. We do see the CS gap widening in top lane here as ZZ Dog. It continues to not know how to dodge any Mordekaiser abilities.
Oh, you're really doing the man dirty like that? You're doing him dirty.
This man subbing in knows I'm casting him. He knows what he's getting.
He knows what he's
gonna
getting.
need to develop the ability to not get hit by melee range abilities on a ranged champion.
Oh, here comes Skarner.
In fact, Mordekaiser,
Skarner's gonna be picking up someone. He's gonna get, yeah, is gonna get Skarner ulted. Akali is there. Skarner's just gonna sit underneath turret and wait it out. He's gonna be pulled in. Massive double pull from the Mordekaiser. Is gonna try and get the Swain. Gets the E off. Isn't gonna be enough to live here. Is Swain gonna be picked up by Swain? Akali's gonna be picking that up. She's gonna get the 1. She's gonna possibly get the 2. She's gonna get knocked up by the Galio. She gets the double kill though. Woo, baby.
Just coming in at the very last second there with the Q with Cyanide, picks up the kill on the Skarner. I'm inclined to say it's best to trade your life for this kill on Skarner there, but definitely could have gotten out if they wanted to. And, you know, bot lane's going really well for the Singed support.
You know what? I like it. I like it. I was a non-believer, but Timmy makes me believe.
Yeah, I'm not convinced on the Ninja Tabi though, into the 1 auto attack 4 AP team comp. I don't know. What do you think about boot choices this game?
You know what? Because it's Timmy, I'm gonna let it slide.
All right. We otherwise we do see 3 Bertreads on the top half of this map, recognizing they are against AP. And thank the Lord that ZZ Dog did build Verdant Barrier, recognizing again it's triple AP, and you should build this item. Galio is building Zhonya's, not Banshees. Feels bad, man. Hopefully he does build some magic resist this game for the all magic damage enemy team comp. Please.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Yuumi ulti go out. They're gonna be picking up this dragon pretty cleanly. Ooh, a little bit of an early trigger finger on the smite there, but no threats to take it away from him. We do see the Herald being dropped on the top side. Blaney's just gonna keep pushing on to the Swain. Swain's gonna go night-night, and we're gonna see Cyanide. There goes the ulti coming out onto the Mumu. A massive 3-man ulti. Here comes the Akali, going to be picking up onto the Skarner. It's going to be flashing out. Gets knocked up by the Singe and is going to be keep going onto by the Galio onto the Jhin as well. Here goes Randomonium. Is going to be trying to pick that up. And then we have Mordekaiser in the back line. Going to be trying to get this. He's going to flash forward. Going to get Jhin into the Shadow Realm. He's going to be trying to get that one out of the way. It's going to be an easy pickup. and shut down, going over to Blanley's Mordekaiser.
There's no Karibos here in this Shadow Realm.
Ugh.
Oh, it's all over now, Yugi.
It's all ogre.
Alright, we do see the third dragon, however, has been picked up for the side of Raven Esports, and despite the fact that these fights really aren't going their way in general, the picks and the dragons definitely are. And if they are able to pick up this Cloud Soul, this is definitely one of the best Cloud Soul teams that can pick up. ZZ Dog being engaged on here. It's
getting engaged on. It might actually die here. Has to flash away. Here comes the Tristana. Tristana trying to kill it with an ulti. Does not work. There goes the Amumu. Sorry, not the Amumu. The Yumi ulti going out. Not just basically a disengage, but the re-engage from the Galio is going to get the taunt off onto the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser going to be ultied back into the teams. Like, oh no, you didn't pay the tax, boy. You're going in. Here comes Yumi. It's going to be going onto the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser's going to die. There's the Yumi. There's the cat. It's going to go back onto the Mumu. He's going to go in. He's going to get the stun off on the Singe. He's going to get the Galio. They're going to keep going. They're going to Singe. Oh my, I can't keep up. I can't keep up.
I believe this is what you refer to as the NA RAM. Running it down mid both ways, boys. And coming out ahead on a 4-for-1 here is Apes Together Strong, picking up the entire enemy team, save for the Swain, who lived with single-digit HP off of that Tristana ulti at the beginning of this play. Turret will be picked up here, and Apes Together Strong, all they have to do now is control these dragons. Coming up in the next 2.5 minutes, this Cloud Dragon, the sole point for the side of Raven Esports is really got to be their way to look into this game. But even then, it's not going to give them real combat stats. They still need to find the damage. They still need to find the tanky stats to be able to win these fights.
Yeah, when you give up 3 dragons this early, especially the first 2 dragons, you put yourself in such a binding where you need to fight every single dragon or else they are just going to snowball. And heaven forbid they get an Elder. That would just be game breaking. There's no coming back from that, really.
See, here's the issue, though. If I'm the side of Raven, even if I get the Cloud Soul, I don't think I'm winning the Elder fight. So you're just saying, hey, enemy team, do you want to fight us at a massive advantage for Elder in 6 minutes? And I don't know if it's going to get a lot better. Like, the Jhin is definitely going to scale. Jhin needs 3 items, though, I think, to really come online in this game. And until that happens, it's going to be really hard for him. He might even need to get a QSS, depending on if the Mordekaiser has flash to ulti him. There shouldn't be any other prep ult target. And I don't know what this Singed is going to do in team fights. Like, I hope he does something. But it is support Singed. It is full tank support Singed. And I feel like his team fight utility is going to be rather limited.
Yeah, I completely agree. I honestly might even want like a Bramble Vest or even a Morello Nomicon onto Singe just because, you know, the anti-healing because Yumi exists in this game here. That would be nice.
We already have some of the anti-healing coming out here from the Galio, but definitely more of it wouldn't be amiss. I think it's probably best on Swain, but I don't know if he's going to have a chance to realistically build those items. Dragon now spawning in 30 seconds. Jhin ults down. Skarner used flash just a little while ago. And this fight's going to be really important with Jhin and Singed ulti down coming into this fight versus just the Tristana ulti used on the side of Apes Together Strong. I feel like the fight is going to be very, very Ape favored.
There we go.
So, see the pick.
Here we go. There goes the Skarner ulti. He's going to be picking that off. He's going to try and get some more there. There goes the Mordekaiser ulti onto the Skarner. He is out of that fight. And then we get the Galio. Galio going to be ulting. He's coming down onto the Swain, trying to keep him alive. This Tristana is going to be taking that one out. He is going to be going on to the Galio, but that's not going to be enough damage. They don't have the damage. The Jhin has fallen. No, the Jhin's still alive. My mistake. But there's nothing that Apes can really, Ravens Esports can really do here.
There we go. Raven Esports will lose this dragon here unless, alright, yeah, I was going to say, nothing can really steal it here. The dragon will be denied. Soul point will remain on Raven Esports. Soul will not be picked up. We're going to play another 5 minutes before they have another chance at getting any sort of large advantage back into this game.
You know, after watching that fight, I am inclined to believe that Raven will slowly, Apes will slowly just take away with this game and just run away with it, get every other objective on the map, and start to scale even harder than they already have.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to the Jhin here. The Jhin needs to hard carry this game. The Swain has unambiguously failed in the top side. They will not have the Swain damage coming into this game, and the best they can hope for him is going to be just a meat shield, like a little bit of a drain tanky, like really far behind Aatrox style with no CC sort of thing. And the Jhin is going to have to output the lion's share of his team's damage. And that's not easy when you're going into the Mordekaiser, you're going into this Beta Collie. You have the Yuumi, the Tristana. It's just going to be a pain. On the bright side, Yuumi heal is only worth 1 Jhin auto. Every 7 seconds? 5 seconds? Baron is being started up here for the side.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be able to sneak this one. No real contention. Skarner is going to be in the bottom side of this map there. He's already at the Dragon Pit, and now... Oh, wow. Galio almost taking it. That was too close for comfort. Kali going out, trying to pick that off. They're going to be going for engage. The Mumu is going to try and find onto the Singe there. Is not going to be able to grapple anyone. And that will be the end of that. So Apes get Baron.
Yeah, and quite unopposed there too, I'd say. Not a lot you can do when you find out that late as Ravens. And with this Baron pick, there's no wave clear for the side of Raven Esports. These waves are just gonna run it down into the base, whether it be in a 1-3-1, a 4-1, or just 5-man mid. It's not gonna be easy for the side of Raven Esports to get themselves out of this little bit of a chokehold. Okay, so coming into the rest of this game here, what has to happen for Raven Esports to win this game, I'd say, right? I think the first step for them is definitely going to be winning this fight around this Cloud Soul, or sneaking the Cloud Soul, or doing something like that. Getting this little bit of extra utility. We will see the engage looking on mid lane here. Singe coming in, flips the Tristana in, looking for a fight. Tristana's going low, getting burst down. Tristana will fall, but in the backline, there's an Akali. She's doing massive damage. Jhin is dead. I don't think they have enough consistent damage left to win this fight. The Mordekaiser still huge, looking to pick it up. Akali onto the Singed, will take him down now, looking at the Skarner. Skarner going for the fight onto the Akali. There's no energy, but she's going back in, looking for it. Skarner will pick up the kill. 4 for 4 on the fight. No, Swain got away too. 3 for 4 on the fight. They will actually come out ahead. Will Raven Esports, against all odds, 1 Baron buff will remain, but it's on the biggest threat on the enemy team. This Mordekaiser's massive. Will take a bit of that turret HP with him as he goes. 2 people will rotate on him, but can they even stop him under this turret? Mid-inhib turret will fall. Mordekaiser looking for the fight onto the Skarner here. Jhin coming in with the ulti. Skarner's going to look to trade his life for the kill. Maybe even get away. And Mordekaiser's going to die here, I think. He will for free. And Dragon spawning in a minute. Mordekaiser doesn't have TP. If they recognize that Mordekaiser doesn't have TP, they can actually take this fight here with a man advantage for this Cloud Soul. And that's going to be massive. Oh man, my co-caster's dead right now, so I'm gonna take a breather.
Can you hear me? I think I'm back. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, I had some audio issues there. Thank you so much.
All right. We just saw a great team fight come out here, and Mordekaiser is dead for the spawn of this dragon here. Will spawn only about 3 seconds before the dragon in 20 seconds now. And Skarner going in for the pick, looking for the Trist.
Yeah, he's going to try and find something here.
He needs to find actually. Interesting. I didn't think that interaction would happen like that. They need to start this dragon and burn it down. They have to start it off spawn. Mordekaiser is going to sprint from base. They've got about
here he comes
seconds before he arrives.
Yeah, here we go. It's going to be going in. They're going to be trying to burst it down, but the Galio is going to be trying to poke them off. There's nothing they can do. The Mordekaiser is going to be in that fight in a couple seconds. They got to burst it down harder, faster. Come on, baby. Get that dragon. They're going to try and go for the steal. Samuel's really good on those 50-50s. Let's hope that he provides here. And then they're going to be trying to take it. Stolen by the Amumu. It is going down. Then ZZ Dog's in the middle of the team with a huge Swain ulti. Kali picking up the 2 kills on the Skarner onto the Galio. They are looking for more. Amumu's going to be picking up this Swain, and that should be game.
Yeah, that's Ping's coming down in mid lane, but don't write it out yet. Jin is alive. He's got both summoners, and he's got the legendary Singe support backing him up. And low HP bars on the other side, with the exception of the Mordekaiser and Yuumi for all that matters. It could definitely, there's room for a big play here. There's room for Jin to write his name in SEAL history books with this base defense. And it looks like they will be scared enough of the Jin Singed here not to push for the end here. Just saying, hey, we don't want a repeat of what happened last game to Raven Esports, where they're in the driver's seat and they just make one mistake and throw the entire game. We're going to collapse onto the inhib, take that, take the entirety of the jungle, and reset looking for objectives across the map again.
Amumu stealing that dragon was a key part in that fight alone. If they came out with the soul, it would have been so much harder for
I would
Apes
have
to
counted
do
that
anything.
as a win.
Yeah.
Like, if you come out with soul there as Raven and only lose the inhib and a little bit of kill gold, I'm pretty happy. Like, that inhib's not going to survive anyways. You know it's going to drop based on any sort of Baron push or non-Baron push. Any sort of map pressure will get it. And the kill gold is negligible at this point. 600 gold, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then looking at the 600 gold from the kills. 2 kills. Yeah. So looking at the rest of this game here, do you see that Swain has Everfrost? He's picked up the healing reduction. We got healing reduction in the mid lane too, and on the Singe, there's lots of healing reduction. Healing is not going to happen. No QSS is still for the Mordekaiser, but I don't really hate the side of Raven not picking up QSSs. I think it's totally reasonable here. Mordekaiser's gonna get a good ult target unless everyone's
He
built
gets a
QSS.
double pull. He's going in.
Engage coming in onto the
There
Tristana.
goes the Garner is going to get the Tristana, but is going to fall. Timmy is going down. ZZ Dog's going down. They're going to pick up Samuel as well, and they're in the Shadow Realm. Beta Lynx is in there with Blaney. He is going to Zanya's, but it's not going to be for long. He's going to be going out and be taken down. If that's not game, I don't know what is.
The Jin has to pull out something. Maybe Apes together strong DCs.
Yeah.
Without attack moving forward.
Yeah, they DC going to Fountain.
I mean, well, I'm trying to make some spicy plays. I don't think he's going to pick up that kill. But this will be the Nexus falling. Apes together strong will take this series in a comeback second game into a dominating third game here. Apes together strong take the series 2-1 and will be advancing to the Piltover Division Finals against an opponent yet to be determined. We will know later tonight.
What a performance by them. They played this really well. They had a little bit of a rocky start, giving up those early dragons. But they came back. They knew when they were strong. They knew when they hit their power spikes, and they just started when the bleeding started, like they got a paper cut and then they sliced off the whole finger, you know? They played it so
exactly.
well.
Yeah, and I want to like it's important. So for like posterity and history for a game like this, it's important to remember that there were misconstruences in the draft, or to put it in like not idiot words. Um, there was a misconception, like the side of Raven thought they could do something with their players that they in fact could not. So the Singed ends up being support and the Swain ends up being top lane rather than the inverse. And that is definitely part of the reason that the game went the way it did. Uh, it would be interesting to see the game had it played out the other way, but this is the result we have. If game was played to the book, things were fair. Both teams like signed off on it essentially. Like, this is how the rules work. And at the end of the day, I think is a well-deserved victory coming out of Apes Together Strong. Pulled together a great series. Really, really great game coming out from Blaney at the end here, and great series overall from Cyanide.
Yeah, we do have a post-game interview coming in by Cyanite joining us here now. Um,
Yeah,
All right.
but I
oh, we
appreciate
got,
it though.
we got,
Oh,
we got. Oh, wait,
why not both?
wait.
All right.
Get Blaney. Bring us Blaney. Bring us.
Bring.
Bring.
Guys.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hello.
Hey
All right.
guys.
Got post-game interview with Blaney here.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, what a
So,
performance. Congratulations first off on the win, and then you're going over to the finals. What were your thoughts here in like this final game is very key, and just like the kind of like a little bit of obscurity with the enemy team. You didn't really know what you were facing off against. So how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, we just picked comfort at that point. We were sick of playing champs that we had no idea what the hell we were doing on, so I decided to play Mordekaiser because I forgot that I knew how to play that champ, and then we had a Mumu, and then they left up a Kali, and then Yumi's broken. And Tristana's good. So yeah, we did not pick really to play against their team comp. We just played to pick comfort.
makes sense. Coming into third game, especially in an environment that can be pretty high stress for players, especially people who like aren't super well versed in competitive like competitive high stakes tournaments in the past. Going into a final game of a series can be very stressful, and picking comfort's a great way to alleviate that. It's a great way to ensure that you get the best out of your individual players, and that's a lot of what you can say about this series as a whole. We really
Yeah.
saw pop-up performances from you and from Cyanite, particularly you in game 1 and 3. And
You in game one. What the hell are you talking about?
well, you were pretty good until the turret dive.
I was 3-7.
But at the end of the game, you did good in game 1. I honestly I think your game was fine. Your score was bad, but I think you played
My
pretty
game
well in
one
game
was
1.
fine, but then we got into.
Yeah, some bad stuff happened. So you've been playing with Cyanide in your mid lane, and they've been generating a lot of pressure. What's it been like playing with this dominant force coming out of the mid lane? I'd say.
I mean, it's really easy to feel good when you notice that your mid laner's 2-0 at the beginning of every single game. I mean, we've been doing, check my op.gg. I'm like 10-0 on Urgot. Yeah, 11-1 now after those games. But in solo queue, we play together a ton, and it's really strong. We like win lane every single game, and it's good to have two lanes that are like pretty much guarantees to win.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
For the third game here again, I like to just talk about it because it's the one we most recently watched here. You gave up the first 3 dragons. Was that a call by the team, or was that just like it kind of just happened?
I think that it kind of just happened for the third one, but the first 2, I think we just wanted to play it more passive because I was already winning really hard, and just the other side of the map was fine, but we just need to snowball. Like I had already gotten, I think, like 3 solos at that point, plus another kill with Skarner coming to my lane. But I think it was over as soon as they decided to try to contest for the 4th. Skarner got caught.
Yeah. And tell us about playing into subs. So
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't do research on players. I just know that most likely I have a very high chance of against anyone in this league.
Okay.
So I really don't. I don't do much scouting on players, but
fair.
I was pretty.
Lady fears none.
I've never looked at a person's op.gg in my life.
Alrighty. Yeah. So, all right. So coming into the finals, do you have any predictions for who you're going to see there? Feelings about what your chances are in the finals, and wrap it up with like.
Are.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't even know the other 2 teams.
Oh
Like I
dear.
said, Blaney,
Inside
fear
that in here
none.
quick.
Blaney, fear none.
Wait,
Blaney,
who are the
smack.
teams actually? Who are the teams?
All right, so I take it you're voting yourself for winning the season then.
Probably going back
Good
to back.
chance. Good chance Apes Together Strong will pull out the victory. You heard it here first, Blaney. Blaney
Wait,
says,
no, who are we playing against? Like,
I don't know yet. The match is yet to be decided.
wait, who are the two teams? Oh, yeah, we got kind of rolled by Amstrad, but that was when like we were kind of trolling. But
All right. Anything you want to say before we close up?
No, we do have a second match coming up here, but we're just gonna be probably ending soon and then heading over. And producer, who is our match coming up? So Team Defiant versus Enigma Shadowfire, which I believe is our Demacian league, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Is
Big
that their finals? Semis.
semifinals, and we do see a miracle run coming out in that matchup too. Big. We Demacia is structured as a gauntlet format, so team coming up from the very bottom won their last two best of fives without even having a win in the regular season coming into this. Going to be really, really exciting to see if they're able to keep this run going and maybe take it all the way to the finals or to the trophy itself. But with that said, stick around for that. That'll be happening in at about 8 p.m. EST, about 10, 12, 15 minutes, something like that. And then I hope I'm right. And then, yeah, that'll be all for us. I'm Baby. I've been joined by Ryder. And thank you all for showing up. Thank you again for the gifted subs, Legos. Big props to you. Thank you so much for helping us out all the time. Thank you to all the viewers who came out to watch us today. Thank you to my co-casters, our admins, our mods, and the tribunal that make this all possible. And thank you to Ansem for hosting.
Have a good one, folks. Talk to you soon.